a little bit here. But this 130, any weekend plans? Nothing as of yet. My sister's in town from Chicago, so gonna be hanging out with family there. 131's coming in here on Palantir.
We like that one. They are ready.
All right.
All right, thank you so much for putting up with us. You have to see us again at 2 p.m. We're super excited to come back with you then. But for right now, we got to go over to the midday show with Adara and Joe. It should be a lot of fun. Let's throw it to them and see what's going on this afternoon. It's May 30th. We're ready to rock and roll. It's Trader TV Live. It's the midday show, and it's happening now. Cool.
What is up? I'm stealing something from Sharif's playbook here, guys. Welcome to Trader TV Live, the midday show. And what's going on, all my fellow traders? I'm glad that everyone is joining us here in the chat. We usually go through some roll call, but we're going to add a little twist to it here this morning, and that is, are you red or green on the session? And here you go. Your boy Joe is going to be the first one to put it in here, put those red or greens, and we're going to do roll call based off of that, guys. Happy Friday. I'm excited to talk about today because I think there's going to be a lot happening still. We know we got volume cooling off on Fridays, but that doesn't matter. We're still here. We're live trading. I'm waiting for those red and greens to come out. The purple is flat. Where are the red and greens? There we go. We're starting to get some green apples rolling in here at Dara. We're getting some waves, more waves, some greens. Let's see it. Okay, red or greens. Let's go. Everybody, what's going on? Black Hawk. Cool, man. Blue Arrow, Apo, G King. What is everybody? Oscarito. My guy, Bebop 5000, a regular. Love seeing those names in the chat here. Delwar Singh, he's green on the day as well, too. Glad seeing that there, guys. Minnesota trader, red, red, red. Welcome to the red party. And Adair's wearing red, but we're going up. It's the inverse correlation now. We don't even need that indicator anymore, Adair. Lots of greens in the chat. Who else do we got? The Derek. Okay, State, Blakely, red, red, red. Okay, I see where you're getting at there, my friend. Turkey, Alamathi, big green here on the day. My God, says Owens, Sailing Diary. That's a very interesting name. I like that one. God sent O to G, big time green on the day. Glad seeing everyone in the chat. Let's see what they got going on. We got Katina Man here. We got Adara sitting next to me. They're working on some technical stuff over to the right. But, I mean, let's talk about what we got going on. I was slightly short biased this morning. We're going to get right into that momentarily because I want to talk about some big names here, and that's going to be Nvidia. I know we talk about it quite often, but I want to correlate some key things on what we see on the options chain and how that is necessarily reflected here in the daily price action there, guys. We have the likes of Tesla continuing to climb higher. Why? We're going to talk about that too. So stick tight. Get ready. It's going to be action-packed. Adair's in some monster shorts here today as well. We're bringing the energy. Milo's got training this evening. I'm trying to hit the gym. We got a lot going on, but what's most important is what we got going on right here in these markets, guys. Google looking to take another leg lower. Nima Musk talking at 130. Algos are buying Tesla like crazy. It is. And we're going to talk about and how we can correlate that with what we are seeing on the options chain, guys, because I think it's extremely important because we have two totally different scenarios here in the likes of NVDA and in the likes of Tesla. And we're going to go over exactly what your boy is seeing. Apple looking like it wants to take another move higher, but enough is enough. Let's get into some of these markets here, Adara, and see what we got going on in the TQs as we attempted to short it. Well, we did short it this morning. So you can see shortly after the open here, guys, right at 9:33, we sell VWAP. Once we get that momentum moving to the downside, we add into the position, and then there we go. We take some off and then eventually get stopped out break even. I'm like, all right, so if it works once, we got to take another stab at it, get that move back towards the volume weighted average price. But it said, not today, Joseph. No way, Jose. We are going to continue to climb higher and higher. But Adara, is your screen working there and everything?
Yeah, everything's all good.
Okay, we're live then.
Yeah, there was a fun little instance where I couldn't see my history logs. I wasn't able to like move or add stops, so that's obviously not good. So I was like, I'm gonna have to manually punch out, but no. So let's talk about Ulta Beauty. And so there's gonna be a theme. I'm gonna go over my trades from this morning, and the theme is gonna be I'm going to actually quote 21 Savage here. Taking less L's, making more M's. For the record, I think I'm flat on the day. I try not to check my P&L as a rule because I think, I would like to think I trade the same throughout, and I think I more or less do, but I think mentally it gets you a little, so I like to try to avoid that. let's talk about this ULTA. So first I tried to go short at VWAP. Now, unlike another short I tried at VWAP, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I actually think this was fine. Look at that 5 minute. I thought it made sense. I tried the short at VWAP, but we're still above a VWAP at this point. We don't crack that until much later, so probably a bit premature to attempt this. Whatever, I get stopped out. Then I'm like, oh, it looks like a long, and at this point I'm like, Adair, breathe, chill, breathe. Like, yes, we bounced off VWAP, but do you actually like the long, or are you just trying to, whatever, try to get involved? So as you can see here, topping tail candle, topping tail candle, topping tail candle, this is the 5 minute. At this point I'm like, well, okay, this is definitely a short, but one of my big rules, and I'm gonna talk about that throughout, is if I'm in a trade, I like to see it through, even if I am starting to feel kind of wishy-washy about it, because if I don't have a reason to leave, I should not leave. Now, I think you should get into trades with conviction, but I don't think you should leave trades unless your fundamental reason has changed, even if you're feeling kind of wishy-washy about it, because there have been situations where I've been like, oh, this trade can't work, I gotta go. And then you leave, even though your stop hasn't hit. You're just being a, paper hand, whatever you guys do over here. And so because of that, you actually miss out on opportunities. So with that in mind, I let myself hit, and you guys can't even see because I got in right away. I shorted right after I got out of the long, I shorted and I went double size, risked the place where that worked out. So got short 482.50, I think around 50s. Took my first piece of profit here, 473.11. So we took about $9 and we're still in it. So let's see how that goes. I'm keeping my stop at 30-minute power bar highs. I'm like, we're thriving over here. So I'm not getting stopped out till 481s. So I'm actually cool with that. Yeah, I know that's relatively flat, but guys, I already took some profit. And I honestly think back above VWAP, back above AVWAP, that's that 481s. Until we get up there, I actually don't think I'm wrong. And I don't mind this thing chip and topping a little bit until I have a reason to get out. So that's my deal there with Ulta. I apologize if yapped a little bit here. And I want to talk about Zscaler, which was actually my biggest L of the day. And I don't think I'm going to touch this again, but I want to talk about it because I think sometimes you have to, you learn more from your L's than you do from your W's. Let's talk about this. So I mentioned earlier when I talked about Ulta, another VWAP short related situation. That's Zscaler. So when you zoom out, this is obviously like a Dara girl, why did you do it? I shorted VWAP, yeah, sure, whatever, that's fine. In principle, that's fine. I like this 271 area. It made some kind of logical sense. I think I risked maybe just over one risk unit, so risk wasn't crazy. But A, we're at VWAP. B, we were bouncing off AVWAP. And C, look at this earnings reaction high. Like, in no way should I be going short here, but I tried the short, I get stopped out, that's fine. Then as you can see, I actually tried to go long here as well. So I do almost the same thing that I did earlier. And then, yeah, so anyways, once again here, I tried, like I said, I think I had my risk here. I ended up getting stopped out, literally wicked out on the number of this Zscaler. So the long didn't work, the short didn't work. And ironically, the long would have worked, but regardless of where I got it in the long, even if I had been long right away, I still would have had my stop here. I still would have gotten stopped out. So the moral of this very long story is sometimes you just can't win. You got to move on to the next stock, and you cannot be biased because since that Zscaler trade we've been a little bit more successful. I'm in a Marvell long right now. Like, honestly, this kind of rounded toppy to me. My stop is just below here. I suspect we get stopped out in 3, 2, 1. But again, if I have no reason to leave, why am I leaving? And I actually might flip short. I will talk about my Tesla situation later. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing good here, Dara. We're going to try this one more time. Again, we're just keeping this risk extremely tight, which is allowing me to continuously try this. I mean, Tesla is one of the strongest names in the market today. So we're not expecting this massive move. Unless we get the market to really start to break down, I think that Tesla may be strong for the remainder of the session. So we get a small move in this, or if we crack this high, we can't continue trying to short this name, especially if the market is telling us, hey, Joe, this isn't going to work, all right? We've taken multiple attempts on it already. We're slowly getting it to work. I'm just building the thesis that, hey, it's giving us multiple fake outs before it looks to do that pullback towards the volume weighted average price, or the underlying is actually that strong and you're not going to get it at all. And I'm okay with that. Totally fine with that. So this is going to be one of my final attempts. And what Adair just touched on is that, hey, it's time to move on to another stock, something that you're more in sync with. And that's our job. It's our job to do those things, to realize when something is working for us and when it's not. And if it's not, guess what? Adair, there's a bunch of other stocks that we get to choose from here in the markets, and that's the beauty thing about trading. So that is what I got going on here. You're not seeing my positions just yet. I'll add a little bit here just so we can get that move. Oh, we didn't get that. There. That's no fun.
Oh no.
Let's see. There we go. All right, there we go. So now we're short Tesla 1643s. Let's see if we can get this move. I think this is going to be a solid target right here, guys. This pivot, we're going to take the majority of the position off, and then if we continue to the downside, then we're sitting really, really comfortable, all right? So there we go, a nice big move, and I put on some shares here as well. So looking forward to if we can head into that 1625, we're going to take 50% off, and then we're going to leave a little skin in the game for a potential runner here in TSLL. There. What else you got going on?
So I was actually in Tesla earlier, and I'll talk about that a little bit here. So basically what happened here with this TSLA is, I think this is a really good example of being able to flip things up. So I also, guys, I apologize, I talk quickly. If you have any questions, I can try to go slower, but I do get really excited about these markets. Marvell, I got stopped out of the long. I was considering the short, but then I was like, only time frame I actually like this as a short on would be the 30-minute. And I was like, do I really want to use 30-minute on Marvell before VWAP? Not really, so it's not a huge priority for me. My Ulta, we're like 11 bucks in the money in Ulta, so I'm just gonna let her be beautiful in peace. That has been the ultimate trade for me today, no pun intended, actually very much pun intended. Let's talk about this Tesla. So my top idea today was Tesla short. Like, top idea, bar none. I know Sean talked about it 358-ish. I'm gonna show you guys my notes for the day because I do mention Tesla there. Tickers to look at, there we go. So here's my document. I just have some song quotes for myself. We're gonna skip through those. So I just write things here to myself, tickers, whatever. So let's talk about this first ticker, TSLA. So 356 was the low of day the last 2 days, right? That area. So I thought that could serve as support, but I was leaning to it being a short if the market was weak, which off the open, it was, right? So I wanted to look for a rejection of that level and took it short if I had a rational area to risk to. So now that you've read my weird little notes, I write these every single day for myself, let's see what Tesla actually did. So this is off the open. I'll switch to the 1 minute because I think I actually got short at 9:30. So it might help to look at the 1 minute here. Did I get short at 9:30? Yeah, I got 9:31. Let's go. Ooh. So we get this initial pop here on TSLA. We false break. What was this? I guess this is like the pre-market high. So we false break the pre-market high, come right back down. I was like, yeah, I'm not playing like that. I liked all of these areas around 356. So I got short 355 70s. And I never moved my stop because in my opinion, I didn't have a reason to. Now, if I was using the 1 minute, I arguably could have moved my stop to this lower high just around 357s. But I was trading off the 3. I just liked this idea. I was like, unless we make a new high, I actually don't think I'm wrong. So whatever, we actually get here to 354. I'm going to switch to the 3 minutes so you guys can see the levels. So look at this 354 bounce with that wick bottom. Ooh. That's a double bottom. And at this point, I know Adara, the long or the short is probably wrong. But like I said, I don't have a reason to leave until my stop hits. Okay. So I'm chilling and I'm waiting. Now I did try to get, I think 20% out here. If we got back to 354s, we never did. That's a moot point. I get stopped out. I get slipped like 17 cents as Tesla. Boo-hoo, I'm crying. No, it's fine. It's all good. Because then I'm like, well, Adara, if your thesis was that 356 over under, what's next? You tried under. Try over. So look, we get this 356 bounce. And guys, I just avoided getting stopped out here. So I had my stop. I put it here. I guess this bounce here is previous level of support. So I almost got wicked out like 2-3 times here. Honestly, if you looked at TradingView, I think I would have gotten wicked out based on where those levels were. But I was like, no, Adara, chill, breathe. Look, it works. And I add back into the long because look at this previous support resistance. I added here. Okay. We're back above this level, so I add. So I've got my average here probably around 357s. Take the first piece out just shy of 360s because 360s is the level. Now, I wanted 363.30s. Actually, ironically, I think one of where that high of day was, thereabouts there. Because if you look at TradingView, and I'll pull up my TradingView chart now. I apologize, guys. I'm all over the place. I chart and trade off of 30 different things. So I'm still kind of getting used to that. But if you look at my TradingView chart, look at this level of resistance. Just would you look at that? Would you look at that horizontal level of support resistance show? And it came in. But so anyways, that's where my profit target was. I realized I wasn't going to get it. So I said, you know what? We'll take like about 70 cents lower. I got out 362.66, I believe. Got stopped out the rest on this lower high because I was moving my stop to these lower highs. So we get stopped out here, 361s. It bounces. I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. If it makes a lower low below that 361s, maybe I'll short. But right now, Tesla, I have no reason to hop into that Cybertruck. The Cybertruck exists. It may truck for other people, but right now, it doesn't truck for me. So guys, I know I talk really fast. I do apologize for the speed of my voice, but you know what? These markets move quickly, and I'm trying to keep up. If you guys have any questions about things I've said, please let me know because I want to help, but I want to help people understand how I think. Thank you guys for the compliments on the Tesla trade. I do appreciate it. Ulta Beauty, we're 12 bucks in the money now.
Oh my
So let's talk about that.
From a percentage metric, Adair, how much do you have left?
I have 50% left.
50%.
But I would be willing to add, but the thing is right now I'm even trading off the 30-minute, like my stop's at 30-minute prior bar high. So I don't have a reason to add unless I arguably could have added this 476, but I didn't. It's all good. I'm not rushing to add here. I'm pleased as punch. I was risking $4 here, so we're 3-1 on this. So I'm chilling, I'm living my best life, and I definitely want to talk more about how I approach the market and answer any questions for people going forward, but I'll send it to Joe for now. If you guys have questions for me, let me know.
I think there's going to be plenty of questions in the chat for you there, Adair. Everybody's loving what you got going on there, especially in that trade with Ulta Beauty. So nice work. Then would you say your stop was $6 on that one?
My stop on Ulta Beauty. So my stop is right now, it's about $10 away because it's power bar high.
Okay, so you're using a break-even stop there, but
more or less.
Your initial risk was $6.
I was risking $4 initially.
Oh, okay, bang.
So $4 initially.
And
we're 12 bucks in the money right now.
There you go.
And then I'm moving to 30-minute prior bars.
There you go. There's the 3-1 there, guys. Love hearing that stuff. Fantastic material from Adair. And let's just break it out, guys. I got all out of this trade here. Don't want to be going too against a strong stock. It is breaking down, but I'm also content with this move here. So we get a nice little W here, but this was the risk to reward profile that we wanted. This was the most size that I put on this single position, and all I'm risking is the high of the day. So it's, what is that, about 7 cents of risk right here to pick up. What did we get all of our out? About 10 cents, or a little bit more, 14 cents there roughly. So it is continuing to move down, but I'm happy with the move that we got, and I just punched all out. There you go. You're seeing it take another flush to the downside, but we're done with this trade. We're out of it, and I couldn't be more happy. Yes, it's continuing to go in my favor, but that's fine. I stuck to the plan. I executed the plan. Yes, we were looking for the primary target, but I was just doing what the market was telling me, and I seen an indecision print, and I'm like, let me get out of this, and it's going to be this exactly. I said, Joseph, take your money and run, just in case Tesla does decide to squeeze again. But continuing to sell here, and we feel no ways about it there. I will cover them in 20 seconds. VWAP break even. Yeah, there you go. Good play. I think we do get to the volume weighted average price here. That will be an absolute monster move, and it looks like the tape has flipped here now, guys. Really weak compared to what we were seeing earlier in the session, where the flushes on the bid are just continuously coming. So you see we get these waves of at the bid, below the bid, opposed to what we were seeing about 20 minutes ago when all those clean flushes were at the ask and or above the ask, signaling an extremely strong stock. But then we also have the 1-minute time frame. You can see that we're starting to accelerate on the volume by time profile as well. I never seen that movie, Love Eyes. So
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I never heard of that. And Adair knows movies too. So with Joe, apparently I look exactly like the guy in that movie, Love Eyes. So we might have to do a little bit of research on that to see what Buddy actually looks like. It's either going to be a great insult or I'm going to be like, hey, thank you for that one. And not so much the insult. But yeah, there it goes. Tesla continuing to move, looking like it's going to head towards the volume weighted average price, guys. Pure extension. Wow, yeah, oh, what a trade this would have continued to be. All right, it is what it is, Adair. We're not going to dwell over it. The market taking another leg down. And make sure you guys stick around for the afternoon lesson of the day today, guys, because I'm going to be breaking down the open interest on Nvidia and the open interest on Tesla and why we've seen two different underlyings moving in completely different ways. And we're going to correlate that with what exactly the options chain is telling us. So I'm looking forward to that. So stay tuned, guys. Trading today for tomorrow. No, you are the individual. You are the man. I don't know if I can't see your profile picture or anything along those lines, but much appreciated. Whoa, what a move here in Tesla, heading back towards the volume weighted average price.
Are you still in that short?
Coreweave. No, I got all out of the short there. Yeah, and I had some size, but that's okay. We're not too worried about it. That would have been an absolute monstrous trade. But it is what it is. We accepted the profit. We accepted our fate. We executed exactly how we wanted to, and most importantly, we put on that size. So it is what it is. Where is the next trade? That's exactly what I'm looking for. Taking a book out of Obi's page, our page out of Obi's book there. We flipped that one up.
You flipped this script.
We flipped that. We literally flipped that script there unintentionally. How's everything going? Yeah, yeah.
Well, Joe just said that he's taking a book out of your page.
Yeah.
And then he realized that he's taking a page out of your book.
No.
So we don't know what's happening.
We don't know what's going on.
You could probably write a book on every.
Ooh, I could write a book on every page. Here we go. There we go. That's what we do. We mix it up. Never let them know your next move. Fridays.
Yeah, you gotta always stay on the ball. Also,
You
some
always
people
gotta
are
stay on the
saying
ball.
that it's Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son that you look like. So I'm guessing they're saying Mason Gooding. I don't know, unless he has more kids. I don't know if you've seen the new Scream movies, but he's the guy in the new Scream movies. I don't think he's like the love interest. Actually he is. Okay, that's a spoiler. But he's there, and he doesn't. He's not the murderer, so also spoiler. But
Okay,
shout out to
I'll
Mason
take
Gooding.
it. I'll
yeah,
take it.
actually, I
mean,
would
I'll
not have
take
thought
it.
of
You know
that,
what
but when I
mean?
see it, I kind of see it. So
I'll
anyways,
take it. I
shout
mean-
out to the people making those comparisons.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely take that here. I seen a good picture of him. If that's the chap,
I think that's
there,
it.
there
I
we
think
go.
that's who they mean.
Yeah. I have no issues about that here. Good. Look at the smile on this guy too. There you go. Handsome fellow right there. So I'll definitely take that one there. So much appreciated.
But yeah, we'll talk some markets here. So guys, if you have any tickers you want to see, let me know.
Thanks.
People are, I think Skull in the chat was saying, oh, Adair, you're going to fill in Sharif's shoes and look at small caps. I'm not a small cap trader, but I can look at some IonQ and some quantum is the word. IonQ is on the NYSE. You can see how long it's been since I've been on the show. Let's take a look here at IonQ. Okay, IonQ. Slightly, okay, this is a double top or double bottom here at that 39.20 level. I'm gonna full screen my chart because I'm like, I can't see this side. There we go, I'm gonna fix that. But so here is IonQ. I like this slightly higher low, sort of pseudo double bottom here. Then we make higher highs, higher lows. Right now, we're kind of in a downtrend once we started kind of reversing things here at 1054, lower lows, lower highs. I want to see what we do here at this 40-60 area because it looks like we're trying to base out here at this previous area of resistance. So could be on watch. We're above VWAP. That's my look on quantum. BLRX says daily day trade. So guys, I want to clarify. I know Sharif usually goes over tape here on these small caps as well. It's not my steez for lack of a better term, but I can definitely look at these charts for you. So Sharif has the small cap rules. So BLRX breaks both of them. We're not really above VWAP here. We're kind of oscillating near VWAP, and we never even made it close to pre-market high, so I know he would say this is a no-go. For me as a trader, ignoring that it's a small cap, I do like that we're hanging out around VWAP. I'm gonna use a higher time frame. Again, I know that's not really a small cap thing, but I like this bounce here off 660s. I would say we're bouncing maybe better off the 90 MA than we are off VWAP, so I wanna see what we do here if we get back above 7s, and we break that 15-minute prior bar high. Could be a nice look, but I don't really know if 15 minutes are usually used for small caps. Guys, let me know what time frames you use for small cap trading. I know Sharif usually uses, I think, the 3 and the 5 or the 1 and the 1.
The 1 and the 5.
The 1 and the 5.
1 and the 5.
Right? So guys, tag me with what time frames you use because I trade a lot of these spreadier tickers and I can definitely get into my strategy more as this time commences or as the time goes on. I'll use, honestly, whatever time frame I think best supports the thesis, and I want to use multiple time frames so I get a better sense of what I'm looking for. I'll look at the 30. I'll look at the 5. I'll look at the 15. Look at the 3. I will trade off of the hour chart on a spready ticker if I think it makes sense risk-wise and I like the look, and I'm waiting for a certain bar to break. So that's my take there. I want to hear what you guys are trading off of. Can we check Coreweave? When will it break 100? Says Traders Community.
Check it out.
So let's take a look at Coreweave. Let's see what story that one's weaving for us over here. 3%.
Our guy Sharif wants to short this thing. He wants to set up a short plan. Yeah. So we've been working on that.
Okay.
To see what he's got going on from a daily standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take a look at the daily. I want to say, I'll switch to the 3-minute here. I want to say, too, this person's saying, when will it break 100? If you mean to the downside, maybe, because the upside, it's above 100. And I have to say, Joe, this looks like a breakout. Looks like it's trying to crack this 109.40 area. We have this is beautiful. We're going to get first pushback of the day for that 105 base. Look at that 105 base. Then we come up here. We bounce off VWAP. We chill. Bounce off VWAP at 107. Snatch. Come back up here. Back to 109. What is this, 30s? Okay, we're back at VWAP. But look, slightly higher high. I like that. Slightly higher low. Sorry, I like that. Now we make an even higher low here at 108. I really like this on Coreweave. So it's a good look there for CRWV. I'm still in Ulta. I just want to report on that. I'm likely not going to update this trade. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. My stop is at the 30-minute prior bar, which might be aggressive, but it's almost the next 30-minute candle, so I'll be moving it pretty soon. That's the look here on CRWV.
Oh, wow.
I'm anti-yapping right now, apparently says off-grid whips. I don't know what that means, but I like it, and I respect that.
Yeah, we respect that.
Yeah, and I want to mention really quickly, too, for people who are new to seeing me trade, and you've only seen me in the news desk, what I do. So I like trading expensive tickers with large spreads. Ulta Beauty is a really great example, and I like to see how the spread moves, and I like to use that for my strategy. Now, I have no problem holding a thing against me for a while. I'll take wide risk, I'll size appropriately, but you know what I mean? I want to really to see the trade through, because when I first started in the midday, I was trading in the sim. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw me. I was a scalper, and I think that's more because I was scared of losing money or scared of not clinching profits than anything else. I don't think I have a scalper mindset. I like patterns. I have a good memory. I like longer term trends. I like seeing things repeat themselves. And a lot of my trading does, I think, lend itself a lot better to just staying and holding. I'll hold trades for 4 or 5 hours if they make sense now. So I think it's important to I guess, experiment with every style, but find out where you stick. And for those of you who haven't seen me trade, I just wanted to give a quick primer. I'm going to send you back to you.
Absolutely. A little microphone check right there. All right, guys, let's see. Sometimes you just got to listen to what the market is telling you. There's a double indecision print right at the volume weighted average price here on Tesla, guys. So we were short right up here. This was my first initial short. Started really small, stopped out, tried it again, got a small move, but not the move I was looking for. But then we get it again, and then I just get all out right here. But we did get that move back towards the volume weighted average price there, guys. So yeah, we got to be patient on that. I do like that double doji right at VWAP Gorb. I don't know if you're still in the short, but there it is, a big time bounce here in Tesla. And that's what I like to see here. So maybe we're going to start looking for some longs. I'm going to be patient, or this could just be a recovery. We knock on the door of this support level right here, now acting as possible resistance. We curl back over and look to take that initial leg to the downside. So that may be the game plan right now. We're going to focus on the tape. I mentioned that it's one of the stronger names here in the market today, next to Unity. We're going to take a look at Unity momentarily, because I know a lot of people in the chat were talking about that as well. But there we are. This was Tesla. Strong opening drives for the first hour of the session, guys. It was just continuing to move higher and higher, and the Qs were just stuck in limbo. And we're like, what are we doing today? Nvidia is going down, Google's going down, Apple's doing a whole lot of nothing. But hey, guess what? Tesla says, forget everyone else. We're moving on. We're not moving in correlation with the overall market. We're going on our own path, and we're seeing that displayed here today in today's session there, guys. But a big time rejection right there off of this key pivot on TSLA.
Joe, we have an IPO that's halted.
Oh, do we have an IPO?
Yeah,
what
I
is
just
it?
saw this.
PTNM?
So this is Titanium Limited. Thank you very much to Marlon for bringing this to my attention. 2.83 million shares traded so far. So some of these IPOs we've seen have not had this strong of a move. Let's take a look here. I'm gonna have to look this up myself. Usually I'm at the news desk and I can do this while you guys trade, but we're gonna do this really quickly, this Titanium, and I wanna find out a little bit more info on this. So what we're expecting, okay, so apparently the IPO priced at $4. We opened at $4.51. I want to find out how many shares. I want to find out what company they are. Apparently, it's a beauty care related company. So great day for beauty names. Ulta Beauty living its best life on earnings day one. We know as well that ELF was a day two play today. So good look for beauty names. They apparently were pricing it at $4 per share. We know it opened slightly above that at $4.51. And they were offering 1.75 million shares. So this is a Sharif type small cap name. Now, I can't really analyze the spread of the book here because it's halted. Tap right now, 488. Just a second ago, it was 479. So the tap here is, I guess, increasing. I'll send it back to you, Joe. I just want to say.
No, absolutely. Thank you for that, Adair. Much appreciated. It's not on my other platform yet, so I don't have any data from a market cap standpoint or what the float is that we're looking at here today. But it has, as Adair mentioned, put in 2.8 million shares already, and it's halted to the top side. So I don't know how you feel about IPOs, Adara, but I personally haven't dabbled in them before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For me, I need a little bit more data. Like, I would like to see a lot more data on the chart in order for me to take them, like daily levels, et cetera. And we just don't have that when we have an initial IPO. And the volatility, it's obviously fun if you're on the right side of things and you get that squeeze type price action. But for me, I personally avoid IPOs.
Yeah, so you guys, if you watched the show back in October 2023, so that's a while ago now, you would have seen me take my first IPO in the sim. It was Berkshire. Oh, no, sorry, not Berkshire. Not Berkshire. It was Birkenstock.
Birkenstock.
And I got merked on Birk.
You got merked
on the IPO. Yeah, I got Birkenstock, and it was in. I want to say Birkin, but anyways, it was in the SAM, so it was whatever. But I still remember I was saying like I don't know what I'm doing because I never traded an IPO.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild. But then I traded Reddit in the SAM as well. That was going back to March 2024, I believe, like March 20th, 21st, and that went a lot better because it's like I had more time trading, I had more time in the market. But one thing that Sean said that I really remembered, and that's why I felt emboldened to take the Burke IPO, even though I'd been trading for less than a month at that point, only in the sim. You have to try everything. So I do want to try everything. That being said, IPO-wise, much like stocks, I'm going to be more comfortable with something that's more expensive and is a bit spready. So this PTNM is not going to be my vibe, but I'm going to wait and see what happens here. Thank you, Bart Simpson, for the kind words. I'm happy to have the time to be in the show. I love being at the news desk. I really do love making these infographics and giving you guys the news content.
We love it.
But I miss being up here as well with you all. Yeah, no Birkins after Birkenstock. Sorry, says Dijon Lester. Yeah, I don't think you're buying. Let's see what Burke's doing. Are you buying a Birkin with your Burke stock gains? Let's find out. Okay, so it's at 53. It IPO'd around, I think, 40. So not up significantly from the IPO. Oh, okay. So this most recent low, we've actually bounced quite nicely off of, but longer term, lower high, okay, and a lower high. So I don't know. It's pretty range bound for now. I would like to see a little bit more what it does, but this is the situation here. I remember this beautiful IPO day for Birkenstock. So good times there. Just wanted to give a little memory lane for IPOs, but yeah, go back to you, Joe. I just wanted to talk about that quickly.
Love it. Yeah, no, fantastic stuff there, guys. All right, we rejected that level there on Tesla. I'm going to try one more attempt. Maybe we can get that move back towards the volume-weighted average price, and that'll be nice. So I'm going to just start really aggressive because of the conviction that I have within this setup. We reject that key pivot, and then now maybe we can move down and test the volume-weighted average price, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Big flush down. Let's see if we can display the weakness in the tape. There we go, and bang, a big move. Did I get filled on all of my sides? Yes, I did, and that's exactly what we need to see right there, guys. Continue this move. If we decide to go, and another big flush there from Tesla, guys. You can see the weakness displayed in the tape, and look at the size hitting the bid, and we're not getting that on the offer there, guys. And that's what I was explaining earlier. Thanks, Dangerous. Okay, Dangerous. Oh, danger. Okay, I see what you're saying. Dangerous. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. So there we go. Getting that move back. I appreciate you liking this trade. Let's see if we can continue this rejection. If we clear this pivot, then we're gonna be Ponyboy Golden here, guys. And that's exactly what we say. Yeah. I appreciate that. Sharif didn't know the outsiders. I said Sharif. That's right down your alleyway, my friend.
That is actually right down his alley.
Yeah, you didn't even know. It's like, come on, we got Patrick Swayze in there, Tom Cruise, and there's some other people that I was surprised.
There is my boy Ralph Macchio.
Your boy Ralph Macchio. I'm not familiar with that individual.
Let's do it for Johnny. He's the Karate Kid.
Is he the Karate Kid?
He is the Karate Kid, and he honestly still looks like the Karate Kid.
Oh,
so.
yeah?
Well, he stars in Cobra Kai too.
Cobra Kai. I've never watched that show. I never got into Cobra Kai. I like real fighting. To me, that stuff isn't. So it is what it is. But yeah. Marcus Nomad, come on, baby. Let's get real here. But there we go, another big time move down here in Tesla is exactly what we want to see, guys. I'm going to look to take some off. I'm going to post up at 16.15s because you see we do have a key support level right there. So if the price action is telling me, hey, Joe, we're going to reject this, then I don't want to be caught in a break-even move. There we go. A nice big flush there, Adara. So we're going to take some off here, guys. 25% to be exact. Let's see if we can catch that fill. There we go. Bang. Love seeing that. So a big-time rejection of that key pivot that we mentioned earlier, and then we get that move down. One thing to note, as I just said here, we bounced right off of that level, so I want to be able to lock in some profits to the fact where it's like, okay, if I get stopped out break even, I don't care, because if it comes past my entry point, it's going to give me the ability to hop in another trade in another position to look for that potential breakdown. But what we are seeing displayed right now is that there is still buying pressure in this underlying asset, Adara. And I mean, with the market taking a leg lower and Tesla holding up relatively strong here above the volume-weighted average price, I got to keep my eyes on this trade.
Yeah, I want to talk about DJT because there's actually some news on this. I just set up my X. I apologize, guys. I haven't entered any trades. I'm still in my Ulta, and we're $14 in the money. I have no intention of leaving this because I have no reason to.
Obi doesn't have the dollar club. We'd have to hit that 14 times. That is crazy.
Thank you.
You got that there. Ooh,
thank
14 times, Obi.
We don't need to hit it 14 times. Let's maybe not. I think we might break the stream.
There we go, babe.
But yeah, shout out on that TSLA short.
I appreciate that.
There,
Thank
Joe. I want to talk about DJT because there's actually catalyst on this. I just opened my X here to get situated to see if there's any news on things. Trump Media apparently closing their Bitcoin Treasury deal. So good look here for DJT. This is this DJT chart.
I'd look for
Donald John pump. Okay, let's talk about this. Like we have this low of day here around that $20 level. We like even dollar level lows, don't we? Yeah, sure we do. So we come up here, we chop, we churn, we do what I wanted Marvell to do, truthfully, after breaking above VWAP, and then we make our last higher low, and then we get the news and we break out. So I think this is a great combo of a stock already looking kind of good for a breakout long, and then having the catalyst at the right time to really drive it home. Now, I want to talk about this RGC. This was brought up here by our friend Jay Lee in the chat. And Jay, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't really talk about this intraday. I love spread, but this is this here we got on the bid $885, on the ask $945. That is a cool $60 spread. That's much even for me. So yeah, all jokes aside, with 23,000 shares traded, it's a little bit hard to look at this from an intraday perspective, but I want to look into this when I have time later, not on the midday, because you're right, this is a crazy move here for this RGC. I don't know anything about the company. I don't know anything about the catalyst. I want to look at it, but I'm not going to be looking at it right this second just because I want to make sure we're focusing on these intraday trades, if that makes sense. So let's talk here about Buru, says DDT. We have not talked about it yet today, to my knowledge, and I apologize. Our small cap friend Sharif is not here today, so noted not small cap trader myself will be looking at these for you. And it's on the NY. Great time. So let's get into the NY. Oh, it's not on the NY. It's on the Amex. Okay, Buru with a plot twist. Let's go Buru. So let's take a look here at BURU. Okay, so right away, I'm going to be honest. I do not love Buru. So we have here, I have to say, I do like this higher lows because this pre-market low is around 33 cents. Then we get this 35.5 cent level low. We really like that. We break back out. We're above VWAP. We're chilling above this VWAP, making higher highs, higher lows. We get to 53 cents, but now we're kind of consolidating around 46. I honestly think this might break lower. I am not a huge fan of Buru here, I've got to say. I would probably wait to see what it does at VWAP because lately we do have lower highs and lower highs. Thank you, Tuan Vo, for the 1,000 yuan super chat. Ooh. DJT green spike, presumably because they closed private offering for BTC. Thank you so much. I just mentioned that as well, so I really appreciate you bringing in that super chat. And before I send it back to Joe here, I want to talk about some of the tickers I had on my list I haven't looked at yet because I mentioned my morning list. Okay, Zscaler, we dealt with you. That was a mess. We're not gonna. We'll see how it's doing, but Zscaler, in case you missed it, you'll see it when I pull up this chart. I went short when honestly I think I was being a bit short-sighted. No pun intended, but it really did work. So I should have zoomed out a little bit, and I probably would have tried a long here. And look, these VWAP bounces on ZS keep on paying now, Joe. If I were to get involved here, this okay, you know what? I actually really like this too. This is previous day high, this 270, 260. And I can risk here to VWAP 270, 40s. You know what? That flies with me. I'm gonna go long.
That flies with
Zscaler, I think, if I can get filled. And I'll do one risk unit because I quite frankly don't have that much to risk on this stock. So 270, 260s, we're gonna try for a long here, and we're gonna risk it to VWAP, which is that 270.40. So risking about $2. I'm risking one risk unit. Now, in terms of RR, I think we can get to like at least 273.60. So that would be, I guess, 1 to 2. The RR is not great, but I don't take trades for the RR. I take trades for the opportunity. I actually do. I have no problem risking $2 because I think if this ZS breaks out, it's going to be a good look. We just got filled. Solid. So let's look at Costco too, because Costco is one of my spready ticker friends. Oh my gosh, Costco.
Tell us.
Holy cow.
What are you seeing right now?
What I'm seeing right now is this is a beautiful breakout. Okay. Sorry guys, I yelled, I got a little excited. What's the volume like on Costco today? Okay, 1.84 million shares. Let's go. Okay. $1,042. Okay, so this is great. If you get this long off the open, honestly, props to you. And it gives you so many opportunities. Again, you get a lower high, or sorry, I guess a higher low. This 1,034 bounce is just beautiful, I have to say. Now, I have no reason to get in here. I'll keep an eye on it, but I have no intentions in buying Costco at this level beyond the spread. And the spread actually isn't bad right now. It's on par with Ulta, which is about $600 cheaper. It's about $1 spread right now for COST. But ZS, I want to put in my stop, and I want to see how this goes. Right now, it looks like Zscaler wants to give me another Z in my book for trading this ticker. how you do it.
Yeah, I like that there, Dara. I want to talk a little bit about Costco as well, too, because I think there's some key important notes here, especially with tariffs and how it can affect some of these retailers here. So Costco's value forward model means that the company will try to keep prices as low as possible to maintain market share. What would come at the cost of profit margins, obviously, if they're not implementing the tariffs and trying to keep prices low for the consumer. For instance, in the last quarter, the company decided to maintain prices at certain staple products, such as pineapples and bananas, even though import costs were higher, but not all prices will remain unchanged. Miller Chip outlined that the company opted to increase prices on imported flours, a more discretionary purchase, because team members felt that there was something that the consumer could absorb, and Costco members could absorb more easily than lifting the price of some fruits and other vegetables in Costco. So I thought that was really interesting to hear. And we heard with the likes of how Walmart is battling these tariffs, how Home Depot is as well too, and then you can see how Costco is trying to lessen the blow on its members there via tariffs. All right, guys. So wow, Nvidia continuing to move lower here, Adara. I'm not surprised at all, and I can't wait until the lesson of the day. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that, because we're going to talk about it. And and what I was referring to earlier is that we're going to implement what we're displaying here from a technical standpoint, and then look at the high levels of open interest through certain strike prices on NVDA. And we noticed this last quarter as well too, and that's exactly why I was referring to you guys yesterday that I am slightly short biased on NVDA for the short term. It doesn't mean I'm long term have a short bias. That's not the case at all. I'm actually long term. I'm long term. I guess to say NVDA. But I want to explain to you guys what we're seeing on the options chain, because it can tell you a lot, and it's being displayed here today in the current intraday price action. All right, so yeah, that's it. I'm all out of this Tesla short there, guys. A nice little scalp. You can see we went here, got that move. We bounced off these key support levels. I was referring to those higher lows, and then that was my signal to get out. Yes, it would have been nice to have been sitting through it, and then you get that move lower, but it looks like the volume weighted average price wants to hold up relatively strong today. So that is that with Tesla. A good short, unless we get that momentum past the indicator, and then I can see that displayed on the lower time frames, I'm going to suspect a potential bounce or just choppy price action within this range here. So I'm going to be patient. If we go through the top names, all of these, and I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame, that is, you see a lot of overlapping here in the prints. And that's not necessarily something that I want to see. I want to see definitive trends, distinctive trends, and that's not what I'm getting at here in Apple and a lot of the overall market too, guys. NVDA is moving to the downside, and so is Google, but you can see that overlapping and consolidation displayed here in AAPL, all right? So just keep that in mind. If you're a breakout trader, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm bullish. That's exactly what I was looking for. But if you're a breakout trader, this is not an underlying asset that you would necessarily want to be looking for, okay? This is not what you want unless you see that volume profile really start to increase. You get a news catalyst and you crack through some of these support or resistance zones. For me, it's sell the into resistance and then buy into support, all right? So if you're playing these ranges, you want to sell the tops, start covering as you head to the lower end of the range, and then you want to buy the lower end of the range and sell as you get into some of these key resistance zones, all right? So yes, I noticed that there, JBRB, BRB, double BRB on that one. I'm noticing that 5-minute hammer there, but for me, I kind of do like this, JBRBRB, but there we go. I mean, volume print, that's exactly what we've seen, like to see, and I mean, it's higher than what we've been displayed for the past 45 minutes or so, a little bit more, an hour, and there you go. If it closes as a complete hammer, I'm not gonna hop in right away for the long side. I'm gonna be more patient, wait for a little bit more indecision. Maybe we can get a move and an open in the middle of this candle, and that's gonna help tighten my risk parameters significantly, therefore increasing my risk to reward, as Adara was talking about earlier in the day. So that's the game plan there on NVDA. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I like the way that looks, but if the overall market wants to continue to sell, Don't expect that extended move back towards the volume-weighted average price. Keep an eye on the time of sales. Where are the transactions occurring? Are they at the bid, in between the bid and the ask, or on the ask? And that will help display a lot of strength in certain underlying assets there, Adara.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting on my finger on the trigger here with Marvell. But Marvell is really trying to play hard to get. She's like batting her eyelashes. She's like, oh, come here. It's time for the short. Oh, never mind. I'm joking. I'm going to go back up 10 cents. Oh, wait, no. It's time. No, not yet. So in case you guys are like, Adara, why 60-20? We're above VWAP. You just talked about shorting things at VWAP. I did. And you got to be careful when you do that. But here's the thing with Marvell.
What is it?
We have this gorgeous little bounce here at 60-20. That was my initial stop when I was in this long. Then I moved it when we started making these higher lows, but I digress. This 60-20 was a level on Marvell, and look where we bounce once I get weight out of said long. Look where we bounce. That's right, 60-20. Now we're bouncing again. If we keep making these lower highs and we break below 60-20, I want every ounce of smoke on this short.
Okay.
And I'm actually willing to take, I would say, at least 1.5 risk units to start on this. Now, the reason I would do 2 risk units, but truthfully, I don't like that it's above VWAP. I'll be real with you guys on that, but I'm willing to, you know, like if we get to that 60-20, if we break 60-20, I had my finger on the trigger for a while there while Joe was talking, and I was like, we're gonna get to 60-20. And then it was 60-21, and I said, Adara, wait, no, we didn't get it, we bounced back up. Now we're up 20 pennies from that level. So that's why you have to have patience. There's nothing wrong with wiping the book. Like, for example, in a spready ticker like Ulta, where you're not sure you're gonna get your fill. I have no problem being a little bit cheeky with it in terms of my entries. But yeah, so if you look at this short here, this is on VWAP. I had to act really fast. So and basically once we get in, it doesn't really come back to that level either. So I was like, if I want this, I'm gonna have to be willing to punch in between the spread or actually a little bit beyond the spread. So it worked out here. We're still in Ulta. We are now, I guess, midpoint of this spread is what, like, I guess 469.50. So we're doing nicely. We got short here initially, 482.66. I haven't talked much about this trade because there's not really much to say. It's doing nicely. Zscaler. Now, Zscaler, my initial impetus for scaling into this long, for lack of a better term, was I liked that we were holding up here at not only previous high of day from the open, but also this previous area of resistance. I liked it. And Zscaler, I guess, was like, well, guess what, Adara, you're gonna have to take another L on me. You've already taken 2. But if we bounce off VWAP, I have no problem adding. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens here. I want to be careful with Zscaler. Now, in terms of like, oh, you've taken 2 strikes in this. What are your rules, Adara? Well, I'll tell you guys. My rules are pretty flexible, but my rules are if I've lost more, equal to or more than half my shutdown on a stock, unless it's a very rare scenario, I don't get to touch that thing again. Ooh. If I've taken 3 unsuccessful shorts, I cannot take a 4th short unless things really change. Yeah. If I've taken 3 unsuccessful longs, I cannot take a 4th long unless things have really changed. So it's kind of a multi-layered 3-strike rule, but the more than half my shutdown on one stock, Zscaler is not there, so that's why I took this ticker, but that's the rule there. KK14M saying Ulta might just stick at 469 for the rest of the day. Oh, honestly, it might. It might, you know, we make lots of jokes about 469 as a level. Ulta might just decide, you know what, I like it here, darn it, and I'm not going to leave. And that's fine. Honestly, I don't mind. I'll stay here until I get stopped out. My stops are at 30-minute prior bars. So I have no reason to leave unless and until 469 becomes that 30-minute prior bar high, which it would have to drop a little bit more to do. I want to take a look at another ticker that I mentioned earlier. Sorry, guys, I know I haven't gotten into many trades. I mean, right now I'm in 2, almost 3, if Marvell will have me.
That's good.
But I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to snipe. And honestly, I think if I was at the news desk, I'd probably just be in that ULTA because, oh, that's so tasty. But CRM, we'll talk about here because that was one that I initially had big plans for. I said in my notes, either we break. I'll show you guys, zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. So that 264 halves was really nice support. I was like, either we break below this or we bounce off of it, or I really don't want this. We did eventually break below that 264. We got as low as 262. But truthfully, honestly, for how I trade, that's kind of small potatoes. If we keep this VWAP projection and let's see what the 15 looks.
Small potatoes.
Yeah, this 15-minute is whatever. Honestly, right now, I think we have equal chance of breaking up above VWAP as we do of breaking below. And I don't feel better about one outcome or the other. So I don't care enough to get involved. Shout out to Ulta. Zscaler, yeah, we're basically flat on Zscaler, so I'm chilling. How are you?
We're
nice
cooking up.
NBBL.
Yeah, I appreciate that. JBRB, thank you for pointing that one out there. I like that indecision print at an extreme low. We're getting this print. It's working out for us. And bang, let's go. big time trade here, Adara, on NVDL there, off of that bounce. Let's see if we can trim some up, and there we go. We catch that fill. Love seeing that. Much appreciated for the call out. Everybody in the chat, that's the thing, right? I wasn't even looking at it. I was thinking short bias, but that doesn't mean you can't look for longs in other places. You know what signal exactly. Gaurav, that's exactly what I'm long off of. This was a prime time print, and I added some shares as well too there. Nothing crazy because it is kind of going against the primary. So it's like, okay, taking a page out of Obi's book there, once again, you have that question tree. Is the primary trend still intact? Yes. Are we still in a downtrend? Yes. Is there some indecision? And what is our primary target? And for me, that's going to be that next level of support. So that's where we're going to take the majority of our position off. And you see it displayed. We rejected us slightly aggressively there, guys. And then we're struggling. So what I want to see is the volume start to pick up on the lower time frames in order for us to breach these key levels and then head to that next specific level that we're looking for. But you can see we're consolidating now. Maybe this could be a 1 minute breath and then we take that second leg higher, but I'm prepared to hop out of the trade if I need to at break even. I took about 20% off right there, so I can't complain. I'm happy with that. I'm leaving the rest for a runner, and if it goes to the volume weighted average price, that's great. This is a fantastic trade. We're pulling back right now, not exactly what I like to see, but you can see the, sorry, you can't actually right now, but now you can see the weakness displayed in the tape, and we want to see those buyers really start to step back in. One thing to note is look at the volume on the lower time frame. What are we? We're almost done this whole 1 minute candle, and look how much volume has been placed. That's not significant. Is this an ad opportunity? I think so, Adara. There it is.
Nice.
Oh, no, I didn't get it. No.
Did you punch out?
No, I didn't. No, I tried to add aggressively there, and good thing I didn't. It canceled my my ad, but that's okay. Maybe we can catch the lower end of the range. We can have that ABCD type pattern here, and then as soon as we break through this support level, which is now acting as clear resistance, then I think the next level is going to be around that 53.04. I mentioned that we are counter trend right now, so you are like I'm kind of expecting and hoping for a bigger move, but I also have to accept the fact that we may not get that. Okay, so always keep that in mind, but I like what Nvidia is doing, a nice bounce off of the lows, and we're definitely going to be talking about what we see from an options chain standpoint and how we can correlate that with our intraday trading there. How's everything going? Yeah,
things are going well here. Thank you very much. Havana Woody messaging here. Ooh. I just YOLO'd in DJT. What's the news? Well, I can tell you, Havana Woody. I don't know if you're being facetious or not, but I'm assuming you actually wanted to know the news. That's what I always guess. So I'll tell you guys, because I'm very bad at sarcasm. The news here is that Trump Media is closing their Bitcoin treasury deal. Okay. So that's what happened there. That's why TJT bounced. So we'll take a look at DJT in a moment. Honestly, I haven't really looked. I was just kind of seeing what the chat was up to, so I haven't really looked much at these stocks. Yeah, look at this DJT. This is just beautiful. I'll switch to the 3. I was saying I like that we just kept making these higher highs, higher lows. That's continuing. Great look here for D to the J to the T. So please just punch there. The millionaire is speaking my language. I'm long BRK, BMY, Ooh. And LLY. So that last one, you guys know, is a pet favorite of mine, Mademoiselle Lily. Quite a lot of fun with her earnings most recently. But let's take a look here. Oh my gosh, Eli Lilly. Thank you, the millionaire. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll stop making sounds. I like this. This is a beautiful long off the open. Then we come back, we bounce at that 731 VWAP. Guess what? We go higher. And we make a higher low. Now, I have no reason to get involved here. This is kind of, in my opinion, kind of an awkward way of getting involved. If we make a higher low, maybe I'll look at it. But I want to take a look here at TradingView because I have, we talk about Obi's TradingView charts and the plethoras of lines. That's Tesla. What am I doing there? Eli Lilly, my Eli Lilly chart has so many lines.
Oh, wow.
So, okay. Yeah, like, I need to clean up these AV WAPs, I'm going to be honest with you. So right now, only overhead resistance I'm seeing on the 30 is like, what, 762? That's a while there. Let's take a look at this. Oh my God, this chart's messy. This daily chart. This daily honestly looks fine. It doesn't look special. I'm still only seeing 263 as some overhead resistance. So unless we, by some miracle, get to 263, I have no reason to look short. But right now, I have nowhere to get into the long. So Lily, right now, I'm going to have to wait and I'm going to have to just pass. So different Adara today, says someone in the chat. Yeah, a bit of a different. I guess it's a trading Adara, not a news Adara, but they're all the same, I promise. Now I want to really talk quickly because Rob Palmer asking about Ulta, and that reminds me of a question I had from someone else in the chat, Skull. So Rob Palmer saying of my Ulta trade, can you hold this overnight? No, we can't hold overnight. We have to get out at the close. I wouldn't anyway. I have 30-minute prior bars, so we'll see what happens. Right now, our stop is something around, I think, like 475s. So we're chilling right now. We're at 471s. I'm going to let her do her thing. Sounds like lunch is ready. I can't believe it's already 11:55. So right now, Ulta looks like it's trying to maybe break out above that 470. As you can see, though, the next, I would say, big area of resistance that I have to worry about for a breakout is 476. And as mentioned, 476, like that's already where my stop is. So we're chilling. Get it, says Got Rats. Yeah, and really quick before I send it, I'll let you talk about your trade, Joe, and then I want to talk a little bit about spread.
I put a big time ad there. I'm going to take some off there. So you can see we added to this position right here. So I was just waiting for that pullback. You can see that and that's why it's highly important. I correlate volume with my price action. It's so heavily involved in my trading and how I trade is that I love having the ability. Am I right all the time? Absolutely not. But when you're really locked in, you can read price action pretty well. So we got in good there. And then look at the volume by time profile right here. Look at the volume really start to step off. And then it steps slightly back in. It's not any drastic amount. But, I mean, we get that pullback. That's exactly what I'd like to see here, there, guys. And see if we can break through some of these key pivots. We are knocking on the door of it. That's why I decided what I just added right there, I took off. So that's just extra money in the bank. And if it comes back to my break even, that's fine. I got a nice little pop on that, running into the resistance zones. But if it continues to move, then I have what I entered with here, I took that off. I'm still remaining with that. This ad was just a little adding money to the bag, just slowly filling it up, taking those gains as they come and looking for more, leaving some on for a runner. And I think that's really important. We have a trader, Jag. I know Jag is like, Joe, what do I do? I keep leaving money on the table. We'll start with just leaving 10% on, right? You hit your primary target. Okay. Take 90% of that off, or you've been piecing off, running into your target, and then once you get to your target, leave 5 or 10% as a runner. And once you get comfortable with that, you'll have the ability to start leaving more. Next time around, or a couple times around, you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna leave 20% this time, because I don't necessarily care about that unrealized gains. I can gain more than what I can possibly lose from just cutting the trade and going all out. And I think that's a really important skill. So if it comes back to my break even, that's totally fine. I'm not gonna be worried about it at all. As it's starting to pull back, we do run under the FIFO rules, first in, first out. So keep that in mind. My average will slowly get lifted because of this ad right here as I continuously start to lock in more gains and more gains. All right, guys. So let's see if we can get this bounce here in NVDA. If we get the strength displayed here on the tape, I think that's going to be a really positive thing here, guys. So looking forward to see if we can get this continued climb. I mean, look at the SPY here as well too, Adara. If you ask me, that's not a pretty price action. I don't want any part of this, in my opinion. A lot of overlapping, no definitive, well, I guess sideways is a definitive trend, so we'll have to keep that in mind, all right? So there it is, the SPY moving sideways, getting a small bounce here in NVDA, but Tesla also trading below the volume weighted average price as well too there, guys. So we got to keep an eye out on for that. If the market is overall weak, you may not get that extended bounce that we're looking for here in NVDA, but that is totally fine because we took some nice trades on this one. We stuck to the game plan, we added to the position, we took some more profit off, and then now we're just leaving some for a runner to lock in some more potential gains there, guys, all right? So that's what I got going on. I'm going to send it to you, Adara. We're going to be doing, yes, it's going to be Joe's lesson of the day.
We have a lesson of the day?
Yeah, we have a lesson of the day. It's going to be Joe's lesson of the day. I'm going to punch out right there on NVDA. It is almost that lunchtime hour, so we're going to hop in for that. Give me 1 minute, Adair. I'm going to prep a couple things, and then we're going to hop into that there, guys.
Yeah, so as we get the lesson ready, so Marvell, I was talking about, I really want that 60-20. So 60-20 happens, I'm looking away at the wrong second, and then all of a sudden we're at 69 teens, and I was like, but it's okay. I moved right now. If we get 69 teens, I'm actually cool with that. I honestly think we can probably wick it. We talk a lot about order types. I'm using Frex right now, so you can get kind of frisky with Frex. But right now, MRVL is like, you know what, Derek, you waited so long for me, it doesn't even matter. I'm going to keep going lower. And I'm like, okay, it's not marvelous, but I respect you. You have to do what you have to do. Sometimes, you can't chase. If this comes back, and if it does a little toop into 60-19, fills me, and goes on its merry way to the downside, I'll be pleased as punch. I feel like the way I'm talking, there should be like some weird violin or a banjo in the background. This is not a romance movie. It is just a girl trying to trade a stock. So good times there. 460 price target on the short for Ulta, says Rob Palmer. Wow, I mean, shout out. I would love that. I don't know if that's happening right now. It looks kind of, 460. Right now, I mean, we're trying to bounce off 470s, I think, truthfully. Yep. This ULTA. So this 30-minute prior bar right now, I want to check trading view for the prior bar because I find sometimes the ones that you have on, what's it called, P-Pro are a little bit optimistic. So I'm just going to quickly do the lesson. We'll do this lesson now. Yep. But yeah, just so you guys know, my stop moving here, 471.44. So we're going to be stopped out pretty imminently here in Ulta. How you doing?
Yeah, good stuff here, guys. All right, let's hop into this lesson of the day here. Lesson of the day is brought to you by Upexi, a brand accelerator driving e-commerce growth for a forward-looking blockchain strategy under the Nasdaq UPXI, guys. So there it is, Upexi. Lesson to you brought by them, a brand accelerator driving e-commerce growth with a forward-looking blockchain strategy right there, guys. So make sure you scan that QR code. Check the link in the description under Nasdaq UPXI. All right, so now let's hop into this lesson of the day. Much anticipated. We've been talking about Nvidia and Tesla throughout this trading session. Now let's correlate the options chain with what we're seeing from an trading standpoint, an intraday trading standpoint. And what we're going to do here is we're going to start to hyper focus in on certain strike prices. That's going to be those $1.5, and then let's correlate them with what we're currently seeing in the price action, okay? So we've seen during the earnings report, we breached 140. 140 being a key level, but we couldn't get past that 145. We didn't quite get there. 143.5, I believe, was that high on the final high on the earnings report. But why, Joe? How does that even work with the options chain, and what are you looking at? Well, let's take a look at the open interest, all right? So what is the open interest telling us, especially on a weekly expiration cycle? So what you can see here is that we have 86,000 current open contracts. If you looked yesterday, that was significantly larger. We were north of 100,000. Times that by 100, that's a lot of liquidity that needs to be absorbed in order for us to continue to climb higher, all right? So let's focus on the next strike price. That's gonna be 145. We have 132,000 current open contracts. So what is that? That is another supply zone. So Joe, how is that correlated with how we're seeing things from an intraday standpoint? Well, let me tell you this. If we can't breach specific levels, what I look to do is I want to see what the open interest is telling me, because these are supply zones. What happens in supply zones? Well, whoever's on the opposite side of the trade, so say I were to buy the 145 strike price, well, what I'm looking for, especially on such a short duration cycle, is that I need that underlying asset to appreciate in price relatively quick. And if it doesn't, I'm going to lose money. But there's always another side of the trade. Who is selling me that so I can have the ability to go long? There's another individual on the opposite end, and they don't want it to close before the expiration cycle above that, because now they have a short call that is in the money, and we do not want that whatsoever. So what happens is that you get continuous selling pressure through these specific zones. So you can see we breached 140, but we had the inability to get through 145. Why? Because we had that downward force of the opposite party saying, I don't want my short calls to close in the money, because now I'm assigned 100 shares per contract at 145, and I'm going short, but the underlying is trading at 146, etc. Now you're automatically out the money. So that's not what we want to see, okay? So what is being displayed here in NVDA's price action? You can see from an intraday standpoint and on the earnings report high, 140, we're not going any higher. 139.66. You cannot make this stuff up here, guys, all right? 139.66 was that high of the day, and then we immediately reject that key level. Now let's go over to the earnings report opening candle, okay? Where did we reject it, Dara? 140 to the penny. that 5-minute print, and then we eventually had grabbed and absorbed enough liquidity, and the momentum was large enough in order for us to, there was enough demand, I should say, above 140, and then that's why we took that second leg higher, but we couldn't get through that next call wall, and that is extremely important to be able to identify. Now, that is with NVDA, so what I'm getting at is high levels of call wall, look for those rejections of those key levels, and you can identify that through those specific strike prices. Now, let's take a quick look at Tesla. Why was Tesla trading higher today, Joe? What was going on with that one? Well, let's see what the chain is telling us here, guys. And I talk about the path of least resistance. So we're going to go over to today's session, and you can see we just continuously climbing and not moving in correlation with the overall market. Well, let's take a look at the chain to see if we have any forms of high level of open interest through those specific strike prices. Or do they have the ability to absorb, and there's enough demand north of them? And that's exactly what we've seen. With NVDA, 100,000 here, 80,000 there, 140,000 open contracts through certain strike prices, and we're not seeing anything relatively that large in size here with Tesla. Yes, the prices in the underlying are slightly different, but with Tesla, we know it gets that call-like price action, and it can just move in whatever direction it wants. But the path of least resistance with Tesla was to the top side this morning, because you can see that there was clearly enough demand in order for us to break through those high levels of open interest, but clearly not high enough there, guys. So that is the lesson of the day. Pay attention to call and put walls, especially during earnings report, and then make sure how that underlying asset is reflecting in how it's trading around those specific levels, whether it's going to be respected or they're moving in a totally different way, not in correlation to what the options chain is telling you guys, all right? So the lesson of the day is brought to you by Upexi, a brand accelerator driving e-commerce growth with a forward-looking blockchain strategy under the Nasdaq, UPXI there, guys, Adara.
Yeah, thank you very much to our friends at Upexi. I think I accidentally just closed my time of sales. I'm going to open up a brand new one, and we're going to get kicking. Marvell, I did sing a sad little song for my missing Marvell, just by a hair. And you know what? Yeah, I did. It would have been a cool 40 cents in the money, but you know what? It's all good in the hood. It's all good, baby, baby. It was not a dream. It was actually a nightmare to miss that. I'm joking. Like, the thing is, you can't get emotional about things. Every day you're going to miss trades. Like, so yesterday, twice, I had a little fat finger situation where I meant to get involved in one direction. I actually punched accidentally in the other direction, and the direction I wanted would have worked had I punched it right. You know, it sucks, but you can't get upset about it. You got to move on to the next one, to quote Jay-Z, because I'm always going to quote songs over here. So yeah, this Marvell, I still stand by the thesis of this short, this 60-20 breakdown with lower highs. It would have worked if we come back and we reject that area, or even VWAP. I'll get involved, but right now I have no reason to. Zscaler. I kind of forgot about you. No, I'm joking. I remember when I was in Zscaler. Zscaler was not really that exciting. I liked it for reasons. I am still involved because, again, we're still making these higher lows at VWAP. Stop now going to be at 171.10s. So I don't know if you guys know, I'm setting manual stops, but for some of these, I'm actually having to punch out on my own because I had a little bit of an issue translating from the big desk P-Pro to this one. So just so you guys know, there are stops in, but in certain cases, if like I want to move my stop, I'm going to be punching out manually. So, or punching out myself, I mean. So ULTA is a good example, and I want to bring this back. Skull asked a question here, how do you trade spread? So I think this is a good example. You always want to remember, like, the chart still matters, right? You can't only trade spread. There are times where I've really thought the spread was trying to tell me something, but at the end it actually wasn't. If you looked at the chart, it was saying the opposite thing. So here, this is a case of a great VWAP breakdown. The book was doing what I wanted to. What I like to see, if I like a short, I want to see this ask creep. So let's say 472.85. We just went to 62. I'd love to see 61. I want to see it kind of gradually push to the downside. If I'm looking for a long on a spready ticker, I might want to see the book casually creep up. 65s, 66s, 67s. 70s. Like, I want to see this gradual build because spready tickers can move very violently and then go up a whole bunch, down a whole bunch. And that's really confusing. Now, there are times right now, honestly, this book, we just got a little bit of a bid creep on Ulta, that 471.70. But other than that, it's not super clear. Basically, I got out of this trade because it was the 30-minute prior bar had been breached around that mid 471s. So I got out. Easy as that. That's my reason for exiting that trade.
Right?
I hope that part.
I said, don't complicate it. Just
right? Yeah. And I took $11 of that. Please just punch what happened here with ULTA. And I want to say too, I think why I like spready tickers as well is because the way you trade them, I find, at least for myself, is a little bit different. Now, you're going to usually have to take less shares because even if I want to take, like, let's say one risk unit on a stock, I'm going to have to fundamentally take a lot less shares than if I were to, say, take one risk unit on something like a Tesla, because you're going to have to risk dollars and not cents. So with that in mind, the approach you have to have is different, but I like it because I feel like there's a little bit of an art to it. Now, I guess it's not like, it's not crazy, I guess, to read this book or read this tape, but I like the way it speaks to me, and I find as a trader, I've communicated with that the best. So I always recommend everybody try different styles, find what works for you. This is the style that I like there. So that is the deal here with ULTA. Now, if we keep making like a lower highs, I might go short again, but honestly, right now, this seems like no man's land to me. I'm not going to touch it. Zscaler's break even. Cool. I'm not adding here. I'm going to let it do its thing. 21. How you doing, Joe?
21.
Can you do something for me?
You know what I was meaning to ask you, Adair? Did you and your sister go hiking on the trails when you guys were in Niagara Falls?
So, fun story, I somehow managed to damage both of the shoes I brought to Niagara, so we couldn't have done any hiking even if I wanted to.
Damage? Okay.
Yeah, so I spilt on one of them, and then less than 24 hours later, I was wearing a platform sandal, which you couldn't hike in anyway.
Okay,
I walked like 10K in it regardless, because I walk a lot in heels.
Crazy.
But so I'm making a quarter right by Margaritaville, because it was right by the hotel.
Yeah.
And then I like tumble, well, I don't even tumble that much. My foot tumbles out of the shoe. But then my sister, who's like really good at I guess, DIY solutions, she goes to the Margaritaville. They're like, do you have anything? The lady's like, I have zip ties. So we zip tied the shoe back together with scissors from the hotel lobby, and it held up for like 10K of walking. So no hiking, but we did walk a lot around Niagara.
Okay, all right, that's good. Yeah, that's fun. And I'm assuming you've been there before.
I went once. She had never been.
She's never been. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, I highly suggest hiking those trails there. I have a blast. You can spend all day there. You see all the, I think they're called boulders, all the people who like bouldering. Yeah, I think they're cool. It's funny, I was all the way there, and I seen some people from my gym bouldering there, so stopped and talked for a little bit. I like going there during the summertime, the nice blue water, and you can see those the rapids and everything along those lines. So yeah, I like that. I'm a big hiking and adventure individual. Everything I do is always a little adventure, right? So in the summertime, like rollerblading on the trails, going as far as I possibly can, spending the day outside. So yeah, that's that there, guys. And here, okay, so I'm happy to have hopped out of this Nvidia. Yeah, Redina, I'm out of that trade right now. If we hold these lows and these specific levels, then maybe we can look for another long right now. But the thing is, though, I just went over a lesson on how there's that downward pressure here in the underlying asset, and I don't necessarily want to be going counter trend right now. So gonna stay away from that. I'm happy with that print. If we get any form of indecisions at extreme lows here, then I will be looking for that bounce. But you can see the weakness displayed in NVDL, and I don't want to be counter trending right now. You get that bounce. Question tree, OB likes to say. Am I counter trend? Yes. Are we going to get an extended move back towards the volume weighted average price? In this instance, it's absolutely no, because the weakness was still displayed on the time and sale. So for me, that's it. I'm happy with that trade. Executed relatively well. And I got out when I was supposed to, Adara. So that actually took me, here, I'm going to put it in the chat right now, guys. This took your boy, Joey Options from, here we go, much anticipated. There it is. Oh, no, there we are. Oh. Okay, lackluster, but that's okay, because we can rebound. And there it is, red to green, folks, in the chat, and that's what we like to see. Yeah, just sticking to those risk measures. I can't complain. Tried multiple shorts there on Tesla. It took over 3 attempts to get it rolling. But the thing is, though, I like how you use more than 50% on your shutdown on one ticker. I like to go by the 3-strike rule as well, too. But I mean, 3 strikes is, I'll add a break even. So if I get in, take a little bit off, and I get break even, that's a ball. I'm going to call that a ball. I don't know if Obi is familiar with what a ball is in baseball, but that's okay. That's exactly what we're looking for. He has no idea. I can see him smiling. He has no idea. So we'll take a ball, and then we have the opportunity to have one more at bat there. All right, guys. So that's exactly you know what a ball is?
Yeah, no, I know in context.
In context,
I remember
right?
in we baseball when they go ball and they're like, oh, I get to bat again.
Yeah, exactly. So you get to take one more swing there, and that's exactly what happened with Tesla this morning. It's unfortunate that the way Apple's moving the way it is, because it's causing the market to move sideways as well too. And for me personally, Adira, eastward markets is not my strong suit. I need to see orderly type price action. I want to see definitive trends, and that's not being displayed here in some of the big names that I trade frequently. But Unity Software, a lot of people in chat were talking about this, trading relatively well here today, guys. Not looking back, so some strong price action, rejecting the volume weighted average price. We can't even get there just yet. So be careful. Don't be selling any lows on this. So if you're looking to sell the lower end of the range, I would suggest not. Right? You want to get higher ends of the range, maybe even up here, but that might not come, okay? So let's zoom out and take a look at it from a daily standpoint. Ooh, yeah, Unity. Again, really tough to sit in. This is not something that I would want to be a part of necessarily for the long term, but it is what it is. Adira rejecting some key pivot levels. I mean, there is breakout volume right here as well, too. So I think looking for the next move, if you can clear 31s, then you might be in a good position for a kind of a swing trade long there.
Yeah, I mean, good look there. I want to talk about U.S. Steel. People were asking, is there news on U.S. Steel? I'm not seeing any. Just so you guys know, I will be back at the news desk very soon. If someone's going to take over me at 12:30, I'm going to keep it a mystery. It will be Obi, but it also could maybe be Sean. But shout out to Obi because, oh boy, you get a double dose of Obi today. How cool is that? So get your Amazon charts ready. I'm joking. Sorry for the roast there. Get your Palantir charts ready. So Obi's going to use, that Palantir to give you a sense of what that stock's going to be doing. He is making mystical faces over there. So let's take a look here at U.S. Steel. Guys, I really don't know why this is pushing the way it is. I looked into it. No social media attention. It goes from bouncing off these lows of the day to nice day high. We know Donald Trump tonight is going to be at the U.S. Steel factory there in Pennsylvania. He's going to land in the Allegheny Airport. He's going to start speaking around 5. So that he literally on his schedule, it officially says Trump to speak on U.S. Steel deal. So that's going to be here. Okay, Kanye East saying apparently Trump is allowing 100% ownership. I'm not seeing this on X. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not seeing it about X on the platform X. So I'm going to look more into that once I get up to the news desk. But thank you for telling me, Kanye East. I also want to tell you guys, someone was asking, who's covering the news now that Adira's gone? I will be covering the news again in a second. But you guys were asking about the Jamie Dimon comments. I checked all of the X accounts that I used to get the news, and none of them were actually talking about what Jamie had said. So hopefully we're not missing too much there. Again, I'm going to look into all of that when I get back to this desk. But right now, I'm honestly just very pleased as punch to be able to trade for all of you guys. People were asking, is this moonshine in my cup? Guys, I'm high on life, and I'm drinking water, and I haven't had any caffeine today, and that is a true story. I had a caffeine-free peppermint tea. And this water, and that's really all we've had. So I want to shout that out.
Cheers to that. There. What do you got in that?
Right now it's empty. But it was peppermint
cheers.
tea.
I think that's bad luck there, but I don't know if you're supposed to cheers an empty glass, but we did it.
We did it, and before I send it back to you, I want to really quickly talk about Zscaler, which is the trade I'm in. Apologize, guys, I wasn't in as many trades here as I necessarily would have liked to have been. If I had been able to get involved in that Marvell short and I hadn't looked away at the wrong moment, that'd be a banger. But alas, it's not, and I'm still here chilling. So this is Zscaler. This is the area where if I wanted to add, I would add, and you know what? We're going to add a little bit. Add a little bit here. We're going to add at 60s. Let's see if we get filled. So why I like this, I know this is where I initially got involved, but I like this because we're back at this. This to me is a huge area of previous support resistance. So I want to keep adding there. I'm moving up my stop to previous low. So right now, I guess the most recent low, I would say 271.50. If I'm being a little bit stingy, if I'm being a little bit more realistic, it's around 271.16. So maybe we split the baby and we go 271.21, 21.21. Either way, that's going to be around where my stop is, that low mid 271s. Right now, if we get that 273.90 breakout, I would love that. We have lower highs. We're bouncing off view up. I think the chance of breakout is realistic. The other probability is a triple top, but I think with the higher lows and the above view up, I'm right now, as you can tell by my long position, I am leaning towards triple top breakout. How you doing, Joe?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just talking with Gorev. Yeah, so I see you were talking about there on the 5-minute Gorev. it just wasn't there, right? And if it is, it's like a D- style of setup. For me, we want to see that more isolated, right? And then we want to see the indecision print kind of correlated with the volume print. We can go with like a C setup here on Nvidia, but you can see how shallow the pullback was. I mean, we have an outlying volume signature and then an extreme doji right here, but look how shallow that pullback was, and then we just go and crack that low. So for me, that's invalid, and I'm more than happy if just to take that little scalp up to the top and then hop into out of the position. But yeah, Tesla, man, what a short this was. We did crack the volume weighted average price. And here we go. I was short from 362s in TSLL, took some out right here, and then I re-shorted right here just into the lower end of this range, but you can see that continuation moving to the downside. So yeah, that was a really, really nice trade for that short bias setup. And I was talking about it yesterday. I'm just coming in today's session with slightly a bearish mindset, just because of what I'm seeing in the likes of NVDA's options chain. And here you go, guys. You can see that displayed in full effect here, just continuously moving lower and lower. And in my opinion, this is an opportunity to buy. I'm going to be looking forward to getting some more of this. I am still sitting on a small fraction of my swing position that I opened up about a month ago or so now. And the same with the likes of Bitcoin. I like seeing Bitcoin trading at 105. I want it to go to the 100 so I can even grab some more. What are we at, 105? And we're just hanging around that neck of the woods. But I mean, here we go. We'll zoom out from a daily. We have cracked that downtrend line, right? Very, very key. But let's see if we can head to the lower end of the range. And if we catch 100s, I'm going to be grabbing some more shares of IBIT. That's for sure. Looking for the continuation from the break of this previous constructed high and then the hold of that as well. And then maybe we can continue to appreciate in price. One thing that I don't want to happen, I think this is worst case scenario, is that we just go into another lengthy consolidation phase. I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case here right now, considering we were in one from March to November before we broke out, and then we go on a nice run for another month or so, a little bit more than that, and then we head right back into a consolidation zone. We get that pull back to liquidity grab, we hold prior resistance now acting as support, and then we take that leg higher, constructing that new all-time high around $112,000 there, sitting on the backside of the trend right now. Wait for any indecision print at the pullback lows, and I think that's going to give you a good opportunity to get involved in this name, and that's exactly what I'm looking to do there, guys. So when would I be comfortable getting back into NVDL with today's drops? That's a great question, and to be honest with you, I can't give you a straight up answer. I have to follow what the price action is telling me. I'm not going to hop in just to hop in. You can see that the market's looking to put in some new lows. We're not far from the low of day here in the Qs, and same with the SPY. Google is about to put in a new low a day. Tesla's heading towards that as well, too. Let's take a look at Tesla's chart. Has it put in? No, but we're right back at opening price almost there, guys. 355 is OP, and we're heading right back into there. So I got to be patient. Adara's still, you're out of the, what was the Ulta?
I got stopped out at Ulta,
okay,
yeah.
So you got stopped out break even. You trailed the stop.
Oh, not break in. No, I actually got $11 in the money. I was using 30-minute prior bar
Okay,
highs.
so you're just okay,
yeah,
so you were trailing it. So yeah, fantastic stuff. I really want to see this traded, Derek. Pull it up for us and just break it down for a while.
Let's do it. So I mean, right now I'm in Zscaler. I'm probably going to have to leave this soon if we break at this low, but that's all good in the hood. Let's talk about our friend Ulta Beauty. So, and I wanted to, because initially I tried this short too early. Be real. Tried this short. Didn't work out, got stepped out, all good. Then I tried the long because I was like, oh, maybe we're breaking out here. Whatever, fine. Didn't work. But the key here, you can't even see because I think I literally got stopped out at the same price that I got short. So I wanted to try the short again. And I actually went double the size that I tried this long on because I felt way better about it. I said, Adara, this looks good. I risked to this 486 level. We had lower highs. We're now breaking below VWAP. I went short, took some profit here at 472s because we were kind of struggling with that level a bit. Then we go back to 476s and we huadunk. I get out at the 30-minute prior bar high around that 471 halves level. This is a 3-minute chart. The 30, I could show the 30-minute, but truthfully, for like the kind of the prices and the highs and stuff, I use the trading view charts because I find the ones on PPRO tend to include wicks, and I want like a more, honest. You
want the genuine print.
Exactly, I want the real thing. So shout out to Ulta. Someone putting here as well, Tyler Reverse, do they make drinks that slow you down? So I don't know about them. I'm quite frankly pleased as punch with my current speed. And yeah, I mean, the thing is too, is I'm naturally a sleepy person anyway, which no one believes because I'm very high energy. But if we make drinks that slow me down, I would probably be asleep. So you gotta stay true to yourself in trading and as a human, how you do.
All right, guys, we've been showing you the homepage of Trade the Pool for a while now. But today, we want to highlight a section of the site that you may have missed. And trust us, you'll want to check it out. It's Trade the Pool's video on demand library, and it's so much more than just content. It's a space built to help traders grow with real stories of funded traders, strategy breakdowns, hard lessons, and mindset tips you can actually apply into your own trading. And there's more. The note feature allows you to save the most valuable takeaways from videos. So the exact moments that mattered. It's like your own personal bookmark. The best part? It's completely free. If you haven't explored it yet, now's the time to head to tradethepool.com and click on the VOD library tab there, guys. Video on demand tab there in the library. Yeah, so you went over the Ulta. That was an absolutely fantastic trade. $11 you grabbed on that one there. Whew, we got to get thousands of shares. We're going to start taking on those ones.
Yeah, I need to start getting more comfy there and taking those trades.
Yeah, it will come with time, right?
Yeah.
Again, the more reps that you get, the more comfortable you're with. But in order to break through some of the key, one of the Toronto Maple Leafs head coach said something that kind of hit home. He's like, well, you can keep running into the wall, the same wall, bumping your head on it, and eventually you're going to get these scars, and the scars obviously remain. But in order to break through those levels, you need to take that next step to get over that wall. Yeah. You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's just taking that next leap. So shout out to everybody on the Trader TV team. Just saying, Joe, start taking more shares. Everyone start taking more shares because you have the ability to trade. Now it's just to start scaling up your system without necessarily changing the way you execute and your mindset. And that's what I mentioned. I add into my winners and I get aggressive at certain times, but not all strategies are A+ or B+ setups. So you also have to navigate that as well too. One thing that I used to get giddy about, Adara, is that it's like, okay, one day I take X amount of shares, and then the next day I think that the exact same trade scenario or the market deserves that amount of shares again. No, that's not necessarily the case. You have to grade your potential setups, and that's going to allow you to get into those X amount of shares. I mean, you can't take X amount of lots all the time because the setups are not all the same. No. The key thing is being able to identify and grade your setups and then also scale from those factors there.
Yeah, I think that's a great note. And so guys, thank you to Nunya Biz. Yeah, I'm happy to be here with you guys, but time flies, and alas, I'm going to have to step away here. Ooh. And our friend Obi will be at the helm. Oh boy.
Oh, you're done already?
But yeah, I'm gonna leave with a moment of silence here for my lost trade on Marvell.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, insert violin. Dear Marvell.
That wasn't that silent though. I thought it was a moment of silence.
Dear Marvell.
Okay.
This flat bottom break at 60.20 would have been beautiful, but alas, it was not meant to be, for I looked away at just the wrong moment and was not willing to chase.
Okay.
So therefore, Marvell, I'm happy I did not chase you. But also Marvell. Congrats to Eddie Schwartz in this game. I'm serious, but
writing the obituary.
Yeah, it is what it is. Marvell, I hope you have you leave behind a very sad trader. I'm joking. We don't trade on emotions, but that's the deal with Marvell. I did want to mention that Zscaler. I got stopped out of that because we broke below that 15-minute prior bar. It's all good, baby. I probably won't take another shot with Zscaler unless we break decisively below VWAP because, truthfully, these Zscaler trades have not been A+. They've been Z minuses. Ooh. So with that terrible pun, I will bid you all adieu, and I will let Obi take over. It's been so fun to be here with you guys. But guess what?
What?
There's news over there. So I'll be giving you guys news, and we'll still be there.
I'm in right away.
And yeah, shout out to the Midday. Shout out to Joe and your lesson.
Thank you.
Always happy to be here, guys.
Thank you, Adara. Thank you very much. Hey, we ain't going anywhere. I'm still here, guys. Yeah, so you're going to have to deal with me for a couple more minutes. Poor everyone. No, we're going to have some fun. And I hope everyone's having a good Friday. And yeah, exactly. That's what we found. Sir Rafael, that's what I was laughing at. Adara said moment of silence, and then it's immediately followed by some singing. So there we go. We found that a little bit funny, but there we go. Okay, Adara, there must be something happening in the market here. Yeah, and because we just took a massive dive. It's okay, take your time. We don't want to rush too much because we got Obi. Are you still cooking up in Palantir there, Obi? He covered at VWAP following the trade plan, wishing he held on to a little bit more. We're going to find that out there. Katie Damster momentarily. Adara's heading back towards the desk right now. But what a spike here in the market. You're seeing the volume really pick up. Look at the SPY. Look at that volume. Something big time, bigly has been said, as my guy Sharif likes to say. Here it is. Look at this increase in the volume there, guys. Fantastic stuff. We might have the news right now. Okay, there we go. U.S. plans wider China tech sanctions with subsidiary crackdowns, guys. Ooh, not a good look, not a good look, especially for the tech space and Nvidia. Going to widen the breadth of these tariffs and going to start adding more levies on other tech sectors there, guys. So not the best look, not what we want to see here. Adara, she's got the news for us right here, right now.
Yeah, so that was the headline. I want to wait till we have a little bit more context. Usually after these headlines circulate, you're able to find out more where the article came from. So once I read more, I'll be able to give you guys more. But right now, what we know is it seems like there's a report here. The U.S. planning some wider China tech sanctions through this subsidiary crackdown. I'm going to find out more about what exactly this entails so I can give you guys all the details. But right now, it certainly entails a move to the downside. I'm just finding out here. Apparently, this is reported by Bloomberg. And also, this new reported subsidiary crackdown would cover subsidiaries of Chinese firms under U.S. curbs. So not only I guess they're impacting the firms with these curbs, this would also impact subsidiaries of the firms that are already impacted by this rule. So again, I want to find out more details, but that's the headline here. Also, Jamie Dimon still talking. He said, quote, "We, I'm guessing JP Morgan, were quite prepared for rates going to 5%. He said were, so it's unclear if they still feel like we have a chance of rates going to 5%, but worth noting here, Jamie Dimon still speaking. I will cover all of this for you guys right away. I'll be right back when I have more information. Back to you.
Adara, there you go, guys. You can see that volume. Pug Life is just messaging me. Say, let this be the capitulation candle so the dip can be bought. Yeah, I agree with you. That's when I see that momentum and that volume step in. That's the first thing what I first think of. But I also want to be really, really cautious and be precise on when I enter. I want to see an equal amount of volume step in, as in stopping volume, and then an indecision print so that we can take a bounce. And I don't think we're gonna get that reversion all the way back to the volume weighted average price. So what do? We look for key support and resistance levels and then just base targets off of that. So Pug Life, I like that you pointed out, we're looking at the same thing. You see that momentum and that volume step across the board here, guys. Google, Apple, Amazon, who's gonna be most affected by this? Amazon, Apple, Nvidia, it is not a good look. Tesla continuing to move lower. I mean, I was thinking about buying some Amazon, but we're right back at some of these key levels. One day, we're talking about, hey, we're going to pause, we're going to extend some tariffs. Oh, nope, never mind, talks aren't going good. You see we get that pop, immediately faded, everything sold there. So we have the inability to hold on to some of these gains. That's displaying some significant weakness in this market. And considering the run that we've just been on in the SPY and the Qs, guys, this doesn't surprise me at all. I was expecting somewhat of a pullback. You can see that the momentum is still continuing to the downside. We cracked through those key support levels, and then it's like, see you later. We're not looking back just yet. Momentum to the downside, a bunch of individuals letting go of shares, and you can see that reflected in the PA here, guys. But I mean, take a look at this. From where we were, from the peak there, up 30%. We were only 3% off of those all-time highs, and now we're experiencing a pullback. I would not be surprised if we head into the middle of this gap fill range, and then that's where we get that bounce. This is why I talked about me being bearish in this market, just due to the fact the run that we've been on, and we haven't seen that deeper pullback that a lot of individuals were suspecting to happen. But my guy Tom Lee saying a lot of investors slightly frustrated at this rally because they've missed on essentially a 30% return here in the Nasdaq off of those lows and not being able to participate. So a lot of cash still on the sidelines. Wait for these pullbacks. Wait for precision entries. I like that Bitcoin selling. We're now at 104. I like that Nvidia is selling because I'm most definitely going to be grabbing more of these underlying assets.
Yes, sir. How's it going, everybody? Oh yeah, I forgot to pull up the chat. But this market, oh boy, are we tanking to the downside? Nvidia straight through 133s right here. Let's go to the spider here as well, and take a look at that. Wow, 583s. We talked about that 586 being the week open, and we've broken week low, going from green to red on this market. What's up, Adara?
So here is, I'm just going to pull up the market so you guys can take a look at this. We're still dropping. Apparently, Donald Trump made this Truth Social post. I checked it out. Just looks like he was, I guess, posting an existing video. So I'll have to wait and stay tuned for that. I didn't see any words in this post that he typed. But regardless, the story here that led to this drop was Bloomberg reporting that the U.S. is planning to impose broader tech sanctions on China. They're going to be focusing on subsidiaries of Chinese firms. And apparently the goal of this would be to tighten regulations under U.S. curbs. Also, apparently, the U.S. is going to be removing barriers to enhance domestic bioenergy production. So more of the U.S. trying to enhance domestic production and specifically, I guess, having some curbs surrounding China. JP Morgan also Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, saying here that he believes the Fed is right to wait to cut interest rates. Previously, he said that at one point, JP Morgan was expecting 5% rates. Unclear if they still believe that. But either way, trying to bounce a little bit here in the market. That's the news. I'll send you back to the guys.
For that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, continuing to sell here, guys. Wait for that indecision print. I do like that hammer doji on Palantir, but just to note, we're not getting that isolated volume signature, and there's still a bit of selling pressure involved in this candle. So be more patient. Zoom in on the lower time frames to see what that is telling you as well. And I'm not seeing any form of indecision print, so this just could be a pullback before we take an initial leg lower. And with this, I don't know if we want to necessarily counter trend right now, considering the velocity of what we've seen that dump come in at. So just look for those pullbacks and then look to continue, follow the volume and join the trend. You don't want to go counter right now because I think you'll be more frustrated. For me personally, I'll get more frustrated with myself if I'm trying to counter something when it's displayed such signs of weakness there, Obi. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think again, I love the counter, and I'm over. I guess over my time here on the floor, I've discovered like different nuances that I can definitely push a little harder for the counter. And as you guys, if you guys have been here since I've been around, then you guys know that I have started to lean a lot more towards reversions. And oh boy, reversions I think are amazing. Mean reversion, again, if you look at any sort of market, mean reversions have stood the test of time, and that kind of price action has been, I guess it's a natural course of price action in general. I guess it kind of goes on the core, I guess, core concepts of price action. But yeah, that's why I like it so much. Mean reversion's amazing. But yeah, let's see if we can get this move to revert here. We're picking up pretty aggressively. Look at that 21,100 test here on the Nasdaq and a bit of a pull up right here. So I was trading some Palantir earlier. Oh boy, we talk about having some acceptance. Oh my goodness, it's at 126. Yeah. I had a decent chunk. I had a decent chunk on this. And then you guys already know, I chopped myself up a little bit on the front side. And I already knew. I was like, all right, I'm going to take small size. Remember, I kept on saying I was going to I'm gonna keep it light and tight, light and tight. Boom, 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 boom. When it does come in, boom, boom, boom. A little bit of cover. Triple boom, quadruple boom, and then right into VWAP. Here's the thing, man, this is what I'm talking about. I covered a little bit above VWAP. I had orders posted all the way down to here and 127 halves as well. Guess what? I pulled those orders and I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna cover here and walk away from this one because this is close enough to VWAP. Yeah. I accepted that. That's perfectly fine, but guess what? It drops down another 2 points from where I covered 128 halves all the way down to 126s. Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. All right, so where's the next trade? That's what I'm asking. Let me know in the chat what you guys are trading. A lot of people posting those tacos. Tacos indeed.
Oh, no.
You said, what was that place that you really liked? Gus's Tacos?
Yeah, I like Gus Tacos. I really like Gus Tacos.
Nice. But what's your favorite taco from there?
From Gus, I just get the birria.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big birria guy, and obviously go with some of the beef. I mean, hey, you put a taco in front of me, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm most likely eating it. But have you heard of Rancho Relaxo? No, okay.
Where's that?
Yeah, exactly. There's only a couple of them in the city. One's in Etobicoke, and I think there's one downtown here. Really? They have a jerk chicken with a mango chutney. It is actually like, so it's like kind of like a Canadian Mexican fusion mix. Obviously jerk being Jamaican and everything along those lines, but it's a fusion taco, and it's actually the best taco on the planet. It's so good, yeah. And they have a good brisket one and a good pork. Just the concoction of whatever they put in it is so amazing. I would prefer going to Rancho Relaxo over Gus.
Really?
And Gus is authentic, right?
Okay,
like,
you gotta send the Addy right now.
Send the Addy right now. Obi, yeah. Rancho Relaxo.
Rancho Relaxo?
Yeah.
Relaxo, that's it right there?
There we go, yeah.
Ooh, there's 2 locations, Kipling and DuPont. Okay, cool. That's a Etobicoke. And where is that?
Northern Toronto, I guess.
Northern Toronto. Okay, just beside Hyde Park, I guess. Okay, nice.
I guess middle of
Junction, by Junction. Okay, cool.
Junction.
Nice. I gotta check that.
Yeah.
That spot out.
It's so good. The jerk chicken is so amazing. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh,
there's that super chat.
Yeah, I see that. That's your one there, brother. Call it out.
Thank you, Obi, for the Palantir 128 strike here. I'll pull the chat in so you guys can see it. We're going to read it along together right there. Thank you, Palantir 128 short. Thank you, Trexit, for the super chat. You're right. Just had to be patient. 3.5 times on that put from 36 pennies to $1.50. Absolutely beautiful, solid trading there. That's the thing, man. When the moves show up on the chart, you can take just the same kind of trade on the options and get exponential results, right? And it's absolutely beautiful scalping options. But yeah, no, that trade was absolutely solid. And when it did come in, I was a little early. I mean, you guys saw I was shorting 128s. We went all the way to 131s, but guess what? I stop out. And then when it finally comes in, I'm just starting to get in more, and it's starting to work. Obviously this, I know that I really shouldn't be doing this. I'll be very, very honest. And I was definitely slightly tilted because I was like, well, this break, like I should technically be getting long on this break of the 128. Like I like the short here, but when this flips for the intraday trade, that's a reason to buy. The reason to buy regardless of whether you're long or short. Right? And the scalp does come in, and yeah, this move is absolutely extended for sure. That's why I liked the short. And again, earlier we were talking about this with Sean, where I was like, I see a very strong ticker, and then I'm just like, okay, well, where is the reversion? Strong either way. Usually people attach the word strong with price action going up. Me, I don't care. Strong just means the action is strong. It can be very directional. Strong to the downside, strong to the upside. Is the action strong? And does that strong action start to dissipate and fade off and really start to reduce? And you can see that change of hands between buyers or sellers or buyers on the tape. And you kind of start seeing that a little bit here, which gives me the confidence to start actually adding to the position. Most of these entries are just single entries with single outs. This is the only one with multiple entries when it finally starts to work. So I think I did relatively okay there. Could definitely hold on to a piece right there as it drops 2 more points in my favor, pretty much reverting a decent chunk of the move. That's that first kind of opening range high right there. We're kind of consolidating right on top of that 125.80s on Palantir. Couldn't really see that one coming, but it is what it is. Where is the next trade? That's what I'm asking. Yep. If you guys have any idea of where that might be, just let me know, and I will be I'll be more than willing to take a look there. But Palantir was that trade. Spider, that 586. Let's take a quick look there on the Spider as well. I know this chart is you know what, we can change this up. Okay, all right, so let's go to the Spider here. So this is what I was talking about this morning. The opening, Tuesday's low coming in at 584, but the opening price coming in at 586. I think it was 06, 07 lows yesterday, right there, boom. And then coming into the pre-market, we had lows down to 59 below the 86. So coming right back in. Beautiful, I guess not trend break, sorry. Beautiful breakdown right here, right? It's like, yeah, you can execute here because I'm just looking at prior supports. When price comes in with aggression, with volume to confirm the breakdown, I do think that does make the trade a little bit stronger, a little bit better if you're confluenced with that volume spike into a breakout or a breakdown, and we're seeing a perfect example of that here on the spider, right? So Nvidia, oh boy, I don't know if Sean's still in his short, but oh boy, indeed, he had that 139, 138 short. And trading at 132s. We were trying to look for a long off of 137s, 138s earlier, but guess what? That little support from yesterday might have turned into a little bit of a resistance, but regardless of how you look at it, you can see that VWAP rejection, extension yesterday. Guess what happened today? VWAP rejection, VWAP rejection, extension.
Extension, XX.
I can't make this stuff up. Guys, I can't make this stuff up. Market doesn't repeat, but it definitely does rhyme. And yesterday and today, when you talk about continuation, there's definitely some rhyming orders sitting on VWAP there on Nvidia today. So for both day one and day two, beautiful continuation there on Nvidia for that earnings trade. So I don't really have anything else on board. I don't know what you're looking at, Joe, but I am looking for the next trade. I don't really see it here. I do see this market flushing, and I'm looking for a reversion, but nowhere close. I don't want to try to buy a falling knife like this.
Exactly.
Just yet.
Just
I love
yet.
falling knives.
Keywords. Just yet. There, guys. Don't. All right, guys. Let's see what we got going. Have you ever entered an order to buy or sell, and the price you got filled at is completely different from what you've expected? That's called slippage. Slippage happens when you're trading on an old or an underpowered computer, and it costs traders a bundle. So that's why our friends at Easy Trading Computers created the complete guide to trading computers. This guide shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader to avoid slippage. Go ahead, scan that QR code, or check the link in the description box to get that full free copy of this guide there, right there. I wish I had that, Obi, when I first started trading, a nice, easy guide and everything that would suggest what do I need, what kind of monitor setup.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you guys right now, so you can see it in the corner of the screen there on the Easy Trading Computers, they have the 4 monitor setup, 2 and 2. I went 3. Right,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. If I had the ability, well, I could obviously do have the ability to do it, but if I were to first start it out, I would have went with the 4 because I think it's easier instead of having to like kind of
scan like this.
Yeah. So that's
I went with I think my first one I had a laptop.
Yeah, I started
and then 2 screens. So it was like the three split. And then after I built my my PC and upgraded my stuff, I went with a 2 monitor setup. And
was it like a dual ultra wide stack?
So it's two 27-inch 4K monitors. One is vertical and one is. I actually have a picture of my setup. You know what? I'll send it to Fabian here, and
you can pull it up there.
He can take a look at it. But yeah, that's my setup right now. Well, this is the setup that we're trading on right now here at the desk, and you can see that we have 4 screens as well. 4 screens. A little, I mean, it really depends on resolution, I'd say. So the 2 screens that I have at home, 2 4Ks, so like one 1080p is probably 1/4 of that screen. So it's like technically 4 screens, but regardless, however you want to look at it, I think it gives you a lot of space there. But yeah, I'll send the picture so we can throw it up on the stream there.
To the gentleman in the.
You guys let me know what you think about my setup.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll rate it. All right, Obi wants to know what we think.
Rate my setup.
Rate it out of a 1 out of 10 there, or 1 to 10. Sorry, there, guys. We're gonna rate Obi's setup. Maybe a new segment. Rate the setup to see what we got going on here. And Adaira's got some more news for us, guys.
Just to remind you guys, we do have in about, I guess, just under an hour here. It'll be in about 45 minutes. Press conference here between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Elon Musk stepping down for the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Could be a good look for investors of Tesla, who have been hoping that he'll spend more time with the company. So keep an eye on that. They will be hosting, or co-hosting, I guess, leading this press conference coming through at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Just a reminder that is on the calendar. Back to you.
It's so strong. We literally talked about this, but I don't care if it's strong. I care, I just messaged in the chat. I was like, yeah, catching a falling knife. Yeah, definitely don't want to do that. But you want to observe for when that falling knife starts becoming dull, and then start taking a closer look for. I don't know what the opposite of a falling knife is.
What would be the opposite of that?
I mean, I have a word for very strong green candles, but I'm not going to say it on stream.
We won't say that.
No, we won't say that.
Okay,
but
that's fair.
If you guys are part of the Reddit verse or the meme verse, you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, Straight to the downside, strong red candles to the downside here, just coming in to prior, I guess not prior, weak opens and weak lows here on both the Nasdaq and the ES. I'm just looking at Palantir and SPY right now, but still, I want to see what you guys are looking at as well, because I don't know. Palantir, I don't want to chase down here. Sure, we consolidate here. We consolidated above that prior high right here. You can see that. You can see that. This was definitely an entry. This could have been a continuation. Like I'm shorting, I'm covering, I'm being nimble. But once it breaks that VWAP, buddy, get back in. That's a trade within itself, right? And those are the best ads. When the best ads are literally a whole different trade, you're already in the position, and a whole different trade shows up, which also is in the same direction you're already in. So you can just slap that sharage into it, the brand new position, forget about the old one, move your stop to the stop of the new position, and then run that from there. And then, you know, all's good there. But yeah, that kind of a reversion, this is the beautiful kind of reversion where you get almost 100% reversion of the move. Step up, step down. Absolutely beautiful action on that. And obviously confluencing with a little bit of market tailwind as well. But yeah. Kyle saying a Joe uppercut. Yeah, I guess the market definitely gave an uppercut. I don't know about that. It's like throwing elbows here right now.
Bows. Yeah, throwing bows there. Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of people said rocket ship. I guess that is but it's the opposite of a falling knife. Maybe we're going mooning.
Yeah, we're going to the moon.
They're going to the moon. To the stars. All right, yeah, I mean, I'm not in anything right now, guys. We've been scalping throughout the session. I feel like this was a scalp session for me. Caught a couple longs, caught a couple shorts. Tesla, what a trade this would have been, but we can't be looking back like that, right? Hindsight 2020. So we just got to be forward looking to see what the next opportunity is going to present itself. So be patient, let this selling continue, and then maybe you're going to get an exhaustive volume candle print, or maybe it won't even come at all today, right? If the market is extremely bearish, these China talks are not going how we expected. So yeah, not the best look. Here we go. We got Bitcoin putting in a new low a day as well too, guys. There, just keep selling, please, and thank you. Because I'm going to be looking to get a lot more on this. So 58.94. We did establish a new all-time high on IBIT as well too. So again, obviously the tracking error on IBIT, there's next to none. It is heavily correlated. It is correlated with Bitcoin. That is. I know some of the other ones. I think Kathy's has a little bit of tracking error, and I don't know if the Grayscale has any form of tracking error, but I know there isn't very much here in the BlackRock ETF here. That is IBIT. So the iShares, sorry. Yeah, so there it is, guys. Let's see what we got going. I see a lot of people in the chat saying taco. I know. I don't think it's over just yet, guys. There's going to be a lot more volatility to step in this market. Much appreciated as well, too, guys. I see there's 6,000 of you watching. We don't even have 10% on the likes, so just do us a solid. Hit that like and subscribe, and that does the channel wonders. So much appreciated. Thank you all for participating. Loving the conversations in the chat as well, too. If there's anything specific that you want me to go over, in the options chain or even some underlyings here. I seen that someone had a good question about the SPY. Repost that in the chat because I know it was really high up there in the chat and I don't want to scroll all the way through that. So I might not even have the ability to find it, but just repost it. I'm going to keep my eye out on that about the SPY and its selling. And again, if there's anything that you want me to look on the options chain for you via open interest or what we got for going with deltas, etc., and how we can implement deltas. Oh, there we go. All right, we got OB set up there. Let's see what you got going on there, my guy.
Okay, wow, this is it's a little blurry here, not the best quality, but this is what I mean. So right here,
the suede blanket there, or is that the chair? Or the
yeah. So I put a like a kind of like a suede blanket on top of the chair, so it's like nice and soft, comfy. But yeah, got the gaming chair there. But these are the two screens that I'm talking about right here. So one is vertical. Yeah. Mindset matters, don't forget. And then one is horizontal. Got my sticky notes there. You got to keep a level on there as well, because you know why? Guys? You got to stay level-headed. You got to remember every day. Look at the top of the screen. Got to stay level-headed. That's why I keep a level on there. Also to make sure that my screen is level as well. I like symmetry. And if my screen is a little wonky, I want to know why.
Throws off your entry.
It throws off the entry a little bit right there. So I got that there as well. So yeah. That's the setup. So rate my setup right here. So
I'm gonna give it a solid 9.5 there. Ooh, there. All right.
I would give it a I would give it a 7 out of 5.
I'm giving it a 9. 9. Everybody put it in there.
What? Or 5 out of 7.
Yeah, right. Obi's set up there. Derek gave it a 7.5 there.
Picky eater. I see you.
7.
You're funny.
What do you say? What picky eater say?
We don't need to say that out loud.
What do you say? I didn't see it. I didn't see picky eater.
Oh, right here.
Oh.
You see him? Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Don't worry.
There we go.
That.
Okay, taco level 8. We got 9 out of 10 there from Goreweave.
Ooh,
My
10.5. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Oh, Noah giving you a 4 out of 10 there. Noah, come on. What is that? What kind of nonsense is that there? Okay, a couple 5.9s there. You're getting a lot of 10s here, Obi. Above the average. We like it. Ooh, Dale Bingham's giving you a low. What? How are you going to cut him that low? A 3?
Hug Life giving me 5. Why 5?
3?
Do you need more monitors? Is that why? Actually, this 124, bro. I gotta try that.
Hurry, a 3?
This Palantir short, man.
Come on, man. What's up, Ramin?
What's going on?
You didn't see the setup?
The setup?
Wait, you're too late for that
okay,
one.
well, I can pull it back
I
up.
said you're late. You missed it. Okay, Ramin wants to see it. Mike, please. Okay. No, you gotta rate it. Rate it. She's not having any of it. She don't want to rate it, Obi. That's it. No. I'm gonna rate it for Ramin. 7.5. Right? There. That's Ramin's rating right there. 7.5. Right. I gave it a 9. You got a 20 from Stanley
nice.
From Maypen. Oh my God, Stanley from Maypen. Are you Jamaican? Let's go. I used to go to the KFC in Maypen. I used to drive there all the way from my little, from Lioneltown. It's only about 20 minutes, but me and my uncle's, funny story, Obi. So me, my uncle, and one of my friends down there in Jamaica, because I liked KFC, I liked the Jamaican KFC, but anyways, we would get these burnt CDs and we would play songs. So all the way from my dad's house in Jamaica to the KFC in Maypen is about like a 25-minute drive, and just being full out in Jamaican territory and just embracing the culture, we played the first 20 seconds of one song for the whole duration from my dad's house to the KFC, because it was that fire. Yeah, right? So it's just like one person would be, play it back. We would play it back the first 20 seconds, and then someone else would be like, play it back again. So just rewinding that, and that's exactly what we did, is the first 20 seconds of one song for about 25 minutes there, and it was hype. It was obviously a good time. Love basketball. Yeah, I'm half Jamaican. My father's from there. We're from Lioneltown. Water Lane to be exact. My cousins went to Kemps Hill High School, so I know I'm really familiar with Clarendon, the parish that we're from, and I even like to drive around when I'm in Jamaica. It's on the opposite side, so it kind of messes me up there, Obi, because a left turn is like a right turn here, and vice versa. So that's how it is. I always go to, for those who are familiar with the area, I know there's a lot of Jamaicans in the chat. I would go to Salt River, I'd hang on the rope, I'd swing off the ropes, and just have a great time there in Yad. So
nice. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people chiming in here in the chat. Bears versus Bulls, thank you, saying looks fire. Save man, woman, peace, saying, come on, man, you were king Nvidia in this area. Yeah, where is it? Nvidia's in, oh, okay, yeah, 133s. Okay, all right. So maybe a little bit of a pull here. Here, let me bring this in to kind of point it out. So right here, look at that. Right here, what is that? That's Wednesday, that's Tuesday. All right, so Tuesday low, boom, right there, 133s. Wednesday after hours low on the earnings, 133s, boom. And then today's low, 130, almost 130, just shy of 133s, 132.93 currently trading on Nvidia. I did try a cheeky little short here on Palantir. I'm like, all right, well, if you're going to break 24 and continue this selling, I want to take it through the day low here at 122s if you're going to wipe the whole move. But again, I might be a little too early for that, or too late. Again, I caught the first part of the move, and I am trying to catch the later part of the move. But sometimes you catch the meat of the move, sometimes you catch the buns. Regardless, you gotta try to grab a bite of something here on this Palantir. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful opportunity here. I'm gonna try once more, and keep it light and tight. No. I'm going for the short, bro. I'm going for the short. This thing, look at that. Everybody was so excited to get long on this ticker. People definitely smashed this. People did extremely well on that really, really extensive push, right? So when it starts to stair step down, when it starts to break level after level after level, guess who's offside? Everybody who just got long not too long ago. When was this? This was 10:03, 10:24, 10:45, the highs at 11 o'clock. Right now, guys, it's 12:57. It's only been a couple of hours at most. And guess what? We are taking out all of those levels. So anybody who was risking to here, I'm talking about longs. And then ultimately, probably risky. Some longs are definitely risking to here as well, which is that consolidation right before the open. This is the day low. This is the intraday low, sitting right at 122. I don't know specifically, but 122.70s it would seem. I got to check it here on my chart to get specific. So the day low here on Palantir currently sitting at 122.75. Oh boy. So let's see if that'll come into fruition. A little bit of a bounce here. So I'm glad I kept it tight on the initial. I got to get out of this one here as well. As again, I guess I forgot to put in my stop on that one there. So I'm just going to punch out of that one and let it go. I was like, okay, we have to continue through 24 if I'm looking for the 24 short. If we're going to bid back up half a dollar above the 24, then maybe that's not what I'm looking for. Sure, we could consolidate, chop. Like that's what it did here. It did $1 consolidation and then traded lower, but I want to stay a little patient. Maybe I can get a little better price as well. Again, the advantages of trading at a prop firm is that you can get in and out relatively easily and relatively cheap as well. So I'm going to just exercise my ability to do that. Try once again if it'll have me, as it's looking a little more aggressive now. So Palantir maybe cracking through that 24, but no idea yet. Market though, 21,100. Oh boy, do we trade lower? I have no idea. Who was it? Someone in the chat. Picky Eater was like +1 for that one piece art. Yeah, shout out for that nice recognizing on that. So I got that. For those of you who know, I got Zorro on there with that
green hair guy.
That's the green hair guy with the epic scene from when he meets the cook on the ship, and then he's all bloodied up because he's been through a battle. He's taken hits, and he's standing there with his hands folded, just standing on the brink of death.
Oh, yeah?
And he says, everything is fine. I am fine.
He's fine? I like
and that is motivation for me.
Everything is fine. Even though the world around him is slowly burning,
well, no, not that meme, but I'm talking about you taking hits and you know you're strong enough to come back. You just have to heal. So, you just, there's a lot of lesson there. So.
All right.
The Piper, sorry, I just got to answer two more chats here. Piper asking, do you use any special software to lay the screens out? No, absolutely not. Windows will recognize all of your screens and it'll do the work for you, so you do not need to worry about that. Oh boy, all right. So this Palantir is obviously catching a little bit more of a bid than I am looking for as of right now. So I will keep a closer eye on this one as well. And Pug Life saying he gave me a 5 because you got to go with the large 55-inch UHD and set up all your windows on one screen. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't know how I feel about that.
Fair enough.
But what do we got going on? I see that you got the pull up.
Yeah, we got the Playmaker pull.
Time.
Yeah, we filled that up there, guys. So we're going short today. 584.09s is the short. We get stopped out at 585.09 and 582. And then here's our equity curve, the cumulative P&L there, guys. Just getting in whatever you guys vote. We decided to go in that direction, and you can see that displayed over 96 trades now, positive sloping equity curve. So fantastic job from all of you. Bear versus bulls. Let's go. Fingers crossed, guys. If we can take this additional leg lower, that would put in a new low a day for us here on the SPY if we are going to hit that 2-to-1 target. If not, we get stopped out in about, roughly 50 cents, a little bit less than that there. So, yeah, we don't got too much room. Volatility is stepped in there, guys. And that's the thing, right? So just be prepared for all my options traders out there. When you get that spike in volatility, it's instant increase in premiums. Instant. And then as it starts to cool off from an intraday standpoint, that's where you get that volatility decay. So you don't want to be buying at the highs, and then as it cools off throughout the intraday session, you're starting to because you'll just lose money automatically to volatility, regardless if your underlying is appreciating. Speaking of volatility, what are we pulling up next, Obi?
I don't know. I'm still watching this Palantir, man.
The VIX.
VIX. Oh, that's what you meant.
That's what I was getting at.
Okay, all right. We can take a look at volatility itself.
There we go. We'll look at volatility itself. The fear index here, guys, as you can see, displayed the inverse correlation between the VIX and the overall market. Market goes down, VIX goes up. Market goes up, VIX goes down. All right. So that sounds like make a song out of that one there. Oh, my guy, Greg V in the chat. Why you gotta be such a stranger, man? Did you message me on X? I don't know why you're never in here that often anymore. I did not get any more handsome. I just got a little bit more wiser, hopefully. So maybe that is correlated with the two. But my brother, Greg V, is in the chat. Everybody say hi to him. All the regulars know that we always give him a shout out there. Shout into Connecticut. Yeah, I have a good American friend. Him and I started this, so way back in the day, Obi, when I first started trading, he was brought into a group that, another trader that started from another community. So he's essentially been my day one trading partner. Yeah, and we still talk to this day. So
let's go.
Yeah, almost 4 years ago now, which is extremely, extremely hard to believe. Time flies when you're trading. It's just because you're just waiting for that next day, looking to get a little bit better, to see what's going on.
Your focus is so like honed into the trading, like days just become a blur, man.
A blur.
You're just like, because you're every day, you're in a routine, you have a set schedule, you have things that you do, like that are set out, right? That are scheduled out during the week, during the day, and everything just becomes like very. You enter this like sort of a flow, right? And then if you're entering flow, best believe you have no concept of time when you're in that flow state, because all of your focus is trying to, complete or achieve a task. What's going on?
Greg, that's crazy. I would never ever. Why would I ever want you out? Don't say that. That's mean. Never ever said that. I want him out. No.
Out of what?
Never out of the group.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. There's no. Oh, actually, no. Okay, so he's referring to one thing. So when Greg first joined the group, for me, I'm the type of individual, Obi. If I don't eat at the table with you, then I'm not your biggest fan, right?
Okay.
Right. I need to grow accustomed to individuals. So I don't know if I'm not eating at the table with you. And Greg was new, and we had this group going for about a month or two.
Yeah.
And he was brought in, and I'm like, I don't even know if I really like. I don't even know if I really like this guy.
Yeah.
But then he actually became my closest friend.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens. That's usually how it happens.
Okay. We gotta read what Big Spile says here before I read it out loud. All right. So
there's no way I'm competing with Sharif's game.
Okay, so we can read this one. Obi is a good host, but his eyebrow game will never be as slick as the big Chef Sharif. So there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can't be competing those with those.
With it, so you get the strong Arabic eyebrows.
Yeah, I don't know. What if he might even work out his eyebrows?
Saying hi to Greg. I know those two used to have a little squabble up here and there, but
squabble up.
Yeah, squabble up. Yeah, there you go. But as for trades, guys, I don't got anything going on right now. Gaurav, way to grab that bottom. Those signals were most definitely there. You just got to sometimes take the leap, Obi, and that's what our guy Gaurav did here. So a plethora of signals, I guess, as my guy Sharif would say, displayed themselves. You get the engulfing. This is what we were talking about yesterday. Gaurav, is the engulfing before the indecision print, and that was displayed here. So way to grab that, whether you're at the crack of the high. I'm glad that you pounced on that, Gaurav. So yeah, you're cooking up a storm over there, and way to trade, brother. I like it.
Yeah, I'm watching what I think is potentially the most, the best opportunity for me right now is this Palantir. Now, I'm not really attached too much to this short here that I am in. I'm very likely going to lose on this, but I am really watching this for a potential reversion back up. We took the reversion short, but guess what? I would also like the reversion long if we're just going to chop this area up here. But we'll wait and see what happens. I'm going to give this much wider than I have the past couple of ones. Let's see what's going on with the DARA.
TSM here, not looking too different from the rest of the market, but worth noting, I am seeing a story come through. I'm seeing this circulate on X. Apparently, TSM, or Taiwan Semi, is set to be considering building an advanced chip plant in the UAE. They've also reportedly discussed this chip plant with Trump officials. So keep an eye here in TSM. Again, looking similar to the market, but potential UAE chip plant story on watch. Back to you.
Good long. Thanks, brothers. Only light position. We'll add more if I see anything. Yeah, I mean, yeah, good trade there. Yeah, just continue to do what you're doing, brother. No need for me to tell you how to manage it or anything along those lines. I do like Tesla potentially setting up here as well too. You can see some indecision prints, except for the volume profile. Isn't necessarily telling me what I want to see, but we might be able to get a bounce right there. Gonna have to wait for one more pullback because I don't want to chase it all the way up here, especially considering the primary trend is to the downside. So if any form of weakness, maybe I'll get in on the bid here, but we're getting a nice bounce. A rejection of this support level would be really nice, and then I could be able to get in right here, but you can see we're starting to break in and breach that.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that Palantir coming right back into that 125. Is the 125 potentially a level of interest? I have no idea. I do like it as a bit of a psychological kind of area. I like multiples of 5. Are we going to test it? I think very likely here. Let's see if that comes in 125. You can see the spider as well. I have that up, coming back into that week open area, 586 on that rebid here. We held those 584s, which I think was around that low of week area here, and pushing right back up. So let's see if it stays a little heavy here. We're getting that reversion here on both the Nasdaq and the ES, breaking those prior bar 15s and accelerating back up to the upside here. 21,200 on the Nasdaq from a bounce from the 100 here. So let's see if we get that reversion off the open. Sellers and a little bit of a shake and bake. Consolidation, we try to break, we bid back up. There was demand here, and guess what? This time there wasn't. So guess what? Get a little bit of a push to the downside when there is no more demand there as well. So we got to keep an eye on this. Bit of a pullback here. Let's see if we can break back through some of these consolidation lows here on Palantir and take out some of those players who are risking two-day low. I could very well be wrong on this, but I'm willing to give it a couple of shots to see if it'll crack down that low. If it doesn't, I really do like the reversion, but again, like I said, it's about 110. Reversions around this time, I don't know. It really has to, I think it has to set up in a specific kind of way for me to really, really like it a lot. But this Palantir is doing some nice things right now, Joe. So yeah, that's the only thing I have on watch. But if you guys have anything better, something shinier that's moving around in this market, please let me know, because I will definitely want to take a look.
I'm a sucker for shiny things there.
Oh boy.
Obi, yeah, get attracted to them for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, here we go, guys. Nice bounce. Rejection at this level that I was just talking about here on TSLL. So you can see that the market got a nice bounce in it, but it looks like we want to curl back over and maybe head a little bit lower. Are we going to put in that second leg to the downside? Time will tell, right? So we got to be patient, listen to what the price action is telling us, listen to what the tape is telling us. Are we done this selling? And by the way, we got stopped out of the Playmaker poll. We take a full loss on that one, on that squeeze to the top side. It's unfortunate about the timing, but it is what it is. We mitigate the losses. We get out when we hit that stop, and that's to just document the data. So gold, guys, you just said it. What's that, Joe Loven? Oh, Joe Loven. I like that. That's a nice name. I like Joe. That's a good name too. So, I mean, see that's the thing though. Nick Chapia says, "Do you guys like roller coasters?" Ramin says yes. Send you a ticket.
Fast lane ticket. Ramin wants a fast lane ticket.
What also needs to be included?
Fast lane plus. What is that?
Wow.
They give you like a little scooter or something to go in the line?
You get carried.
What do you mean?
You get.
Oh, so for the special rides, you have to be part of the plus.
The plus.
Wait, so they don't have a fast lane at all? They have the plus fast lane? Yeah. That's wild. That's some like.
Well, they were getting into some trouble.
I mean, great business for Wonderland.
But that's the thing, though, right? Like Wonderland's.
Oh, Disney has that.
Yeah, I heard that. But to get into the door at Disney is definitely not comparable to get in the door.
Well, just theme parks in general and how they milk.
Yeah, milk, man.
Milk.
Good
how the milk game works.
Water, we all like those.
Oh yeah.
$15 slice too.
Oh yeah, $15 pizza slice.
Yeah, Flo Gray, we could take it. Me? No, what was it? Oh, okay, all right. And open it.
Oh, okay. Dave Portnoy? Yeah. Okay, so he was in Toronto eating.
You didn't send me anything.
What was he eating, Ramin? Oh, Batty Alley's.
No, he wasn't.
No, that's your pizza place,
That's
bro?
my spot.
That's your pizza place.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't get it, man.
All right.
I promise you. Yeah. Okay, so he was over at Batty Alley's. That's just down the street from me. So too bad I didn't see that. What did he rate it? What did he get from a rate? Okay, send it to me. I need to know this rating. Like immediately, because I want to know what his scale is. And if he gives it some form of bogus, unfortunately, guys, I apologize. He is no longer credible because I need to know what he did. And if you guys know what he credited, what kind of rating? I did. Look, I'm telling you, I didn't get it.
In the chat?
Yeah.
All right.
Also, I pressed the wrong button. That's my bad.
There you go.
Fun fact here as well. Batty Alley's definitely paid for a sponsorship on Law & Order Toronto because there was like a random, completely unnecessary scene where they had to go to Batty Alley's to investigate a crime, and I'm like, you didn't need to go to Batty Alley's. It could have been any pizza restaurant. So Batty Alley's is paying for sponsorships, Joe. That's the moral of this story. They 100% paid Law & Order. Back to you.
They were on Law & Order, and they had they basically had a sponsorship there. Did
you see him give
Sean,
a rating
question.
on it? What was it?
You still in that Nvidia short?
Please, don't be like that.
Are you still in that Nvidia short,
Katina man, did you hear that? Oh, he's busy right now.
Yes. Oh my God. And the TQ short. Do you see what the market has done? Oh, while you were swimming, Sean, the market was also swimming.
Right there.
Oh, right.
Okay,
Can I tell them?
Oh.
Sean got, or you got it? Okay, it's downstairs. Sean got a new Tesla. Let's go.
You got a new Tesla?
Yeah.
We are huge.
Let's go, Sean. Yeah, huge. Oh boy, $70.20 short, Sean says, on the TQs. Let's see where that's at right now. TQQQs. Boom, right there. Wow, would you look at that? It came all the way down to 67.
Okay.
Oh, 67.04. Absolutely beautiful flush there on that. Nice hold there by Sean himself on the TQs and the Nvidia short there. So I see you're watching that TikTok. So what is he saying? He likes the pizza. He doesn't like the pizza.
He's liking it.
Great
I don't know
pizza.
If this was
Okay.
yesterday because there's no leaves on the trees that I'm seeing here. Definitely not yesterday, but because there is no leaves on the trees there.
Oh, she sent him the wrong one. Okay, that's fine.
But anyways, he gave it an 8.3.
See what the chat is saying.
What?
He gave it a what? 8.3?
An 8.3. Very good.
What is an 8.3?
Yeah, out of 10, yeah.
Where does he get the 0.3? Like, what is his?
Hey man, we don't ask those types of questions.
Like, how do you grade things? What's your grading criteria? That's the question. Like, when I grade myself in my journal, I have grading criteria that gives me every point.
Okay, so here's some of the grading criteria. 8.3, Davey Portnoy, much appreciated for that one. So undercarriage, all right. So the undercarriage being how crispy the lower end is.
Okay.
The cook.
Okay.
And the cheese on top, all right? So those are some of the grading criteria. He likes a nice, when the pizza kind of bubbles up, he likes a good bubble on there and it's crispy, and he likes a solid undercarriage. So 8.3, we'll take that one there. I would give it an 8.5, maybe. Got to round that up a little bit, but we're not going to complain about that one there, guys. Thank you. All right, what would you like for Stanley Cup Championship? $4 super chat there from JD. Thank you for that one. Who do you like for the Stanley Cup Championship?
Oh boy,
come on, brother. What do you mean? Oh, Canada. Let's go Oilers. I do think that they're going to lose though, just because Zach Hyman is hurt, and I think it's a really big part of that team. Very, very much important. Yeah, let's go Oilers. I'm sick of seeing Florida teams in the finals. They've been there for 6 straight years. Let some other people have some fun there, Obi. But yeah. Let's get back into these markets, guys. Fun talking with you. I know a lot of people are saying A3 is one of the highest reviews. I mean, it's up there. We'll take the A3, right? We're not going to complain about that one there.
You've had Batty Alley's like twice.
You have
I
had
think?
it twice?
Yeah, twice. I'd say, yeah.
See,
Cal, I don't know if you've met Cal before. He was a former trader on the floor, but he brought it in one time. I think it was not a few months ago.
Oh, I thought it was the guy who used to be on the show here before, right?
I don't know if he was on the show.
Oh, yeah, but
his name's Cal.
Okay, Cal, but he did bring it, and that's where I first heard of it. I'm like, where is this place?
Really?
Yeah. And then after that.
And then it became your favorite place after that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
My issue is, though, Obi, once I find something that I like, I just keep going back and eat it until I can't eat it anymore. I guess that's probably one of my biggest issues right now is just eating maybe too much. But it is what it is. But yeah, let's get right back into these market here, guys. Much appreciated for all that fun talk. 35 goals in the last 6 games. Yeah, I know a lot of hockey talk there. But yeah, let's see if we can get involved into this Tesla trade, Obi. We are knocking on the door of this prior support level, now acting as resistance. We did get that pullback that we were looking for, but how deep is it going to be in the overall market is the question I'm asking, because that's going to have a lot of influence on what I could potentially do for a long here in Tesla. Could this just be a breath in the underlying before we take a second leg lower? Maybe, possibly, but I also want to try to find a move back towards the volume weighted average price. That would be really, really nice, Obi.
Yeah, no, Palantir came down and broke that consolidation low right here. So let me show you guys, it's a little bit clearer here. Oh boy, that's an aggressive bid, hello. So right here, so false break of that low, maybe, I don't know. That's definitely getting some short-term participants in for a potential push. But yeah, that 125 reject couldn't really quite get up there, pulling back in 124 halves right now. But we did get that selling coming in, and I was like, oh boy, finally coming in and finally working. But we're still kind of consolidating as of right now. You can see, that the market is also trying to bounce here with the second attempted green candle here on the day. How much time is left on this 15-minute candle, you may ask, is about 10 minutes. Wow, Palantir looks so much better here on a 15-minute chart than it does on a 3-minute. So much cleaner and clearer. Yeah, look at that. But if you're risking prior bars, obviously the 15 is going to give you a much wider stop. But the trade definitely is there here, and yeah, getting involved with the front side obviously looks a lot more foolish when you look at the same price action on a higher time frame there, as both the 5-minute and the 15-minute holding really well. When that trend finally does break down, hey yo, almost 100% reversion to back to the lows. So again, longs laughing straight to the bank on the front side of the move, and then shorts coming in real hot on the back side of the move as well. A lot of short-term long volume to kind of catch offside as well, which makes the trade even more beautiful in my opinion. You can see that volume has stayed relatively same. Sure, it's kind of decreased off of some of those morning session highs. That's fine, but you can see that relatively the same after we do make after the selling kind of starts there. You can see that volume change as well. Look at that. This is the top print, but you can see how that volume was pushing in. Volume kind of falls off, selling steps in as well, and then selling volume is kind of there. And we're seeing that continuation, that follow through. Oh boy, I have to learn to get more when VWAP breaks, and it's going to continue down to day lows. So day lows, like I mentioned before here, sitting at 122.75. Joe, we're only about a point away.
Ooh, we're getting right there.
All the way to 31.
All the way to
123. Yep. So a 10-point wipe up. Down.
Right back down. But guys, this portion of the show is brought to you by Upexi, under the Nasdaq UPXI, a publicly traded brand accelerator combining strong e-commerce fundamentals with a forward-looking blockchain strategy, in addition to operating a portfolio of consumer brands. Upexi is building one of the largest Solana treasuries in the public markets, backed by institutional partner GSR. They offer equity investors exposure to Solana through a regulated security without the need to hold tokens directly. With both revenue and asset growth, Upexi presents a unique opportunity for long-term upside. To learn more, scan the QR code on screen or check the link in the description there. That's some interesting stuff there. I know Katina Man, I believe he was saying he was involved in Solana. I don't know. Do you own any Solana?
I do not have any Solana.
Okay, so what cryptos are you in?
I have Ripple, and XRP, and Doge, and a little bit of ETH, a little bit of Bitcoin.
Okay, all right, bang. Diverse there. Much appreciated. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with their Pug Life. I don't know why we got that in there, but we can't block him because he is showing very much love. All right, guys, I'm going to get involved here on some Tesla. Actually, I'm going to be a little bit more patient to get a better read here in the market. You can see that the SPY is about to knock on the door of the volume-weighted average price, and I think this can tell us a lot here. So, like I said, I'm going to pack my patience, hold these horses, and wait for a solid opportunity. Gaurav, I'm glad that you killed it on Nvidia. That was a really nice trade there, brother. Much appreciated for sharing your trades and info. There's no questioning that. All right, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm hopping in here, guys. I'm gonna get aggressive as well too because I have a defined risk profile. That's only it's gonna give me about a 10-cent stop. That's nothing here. So there we go. I'm gonna look for a potential bounce here and a break of this resistance zone. If we crack there, I have no worries of getting out just because I have a specific trade plan. This is going to be my stop loss. I'll open below this low, and then if we crack through that, then I'm gonna look for that next target around 1538. Adara, what do you got for us?
Reminder in about 5 to 6 minutes, Donald Trump and Elon Musk taking the stage for a press conference together. Elon Musk stepping down from Doge. This is the market. Keep an eye on the market and Tesla because we know that both of these men can be asked any question, and it's always worth to be aware, especially when Trump is talking. But with Elon Musk being added to the picture, watch Tesla as well to see if there's any questions asked about the company or his role in the company now that he's stepping down from Doge. Back to you.
Ubi short, I'm long. So let's see what happens here. If we get that breakthrough of this key support level that is now acting as resistance, I want to see a little bit more strength here on the tape. And we did have a slight imbalance in the book as well too. So just keep an eye out on that. That's why we always have those quote highlights just to see so you can identify imbalances on here. I mean, I gotta filter this a little bit more because it is TSL, and the higher you go, the larger, obviously, the less you'll see there. So even 4,000 doesn't do too much. So that's anything greater than 4,000.
I thought you were long Palantir.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
no. I thought we were the same ticker but opposite direction.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, Palantir is doing its own thing.
Yeah, I don't have fun doing that, to be honest with you. Just, especially regardless of if we're both long or short either direction. I wouldn't want to go. I would just find something else for a potential bounce.
No, I mean, here's the thing. You'll see me in the opposite direction, the same direction as whoever's sitting beside me on the show, whether it be Neil, Sean, Sharif, Joe, and you've seen this many times before, where it's like, all right, well, sometimes I get into an opposite direction, or we find ourselves in opposite directions. But at the end of the day, it's just like I'm not doing that because you're in the long or you're in the short. I'm just like I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, like I see a setup here which I like to try. I think the move is, you know, maybe a little bit different. Maybe my perception of the move is a little bit different, and the trade is the trade. And like at the end of the day, you take the trade that you're convicted in, right? So it's like, all right, cool. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't change the trade. Whether someone is long or short, the trade is going to be the trade. Yep. So I think that's key to remember. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean the long or the short is right. I could be taking a long for a quick scalp into VWAP, but Joe can be short from the morning session, looking for the bounce into VWAP to take even more. Right, and it's two totally different trades with two totally different plans right there. Oh boy, Palantir coming in really hard. Save man, woman, peace. Obi is a contrarian. Yes, very much so. I would definitely define myself as a little bit of a contrarian, not only in the markets but a little bit in life as well. I'm always like, you know, I'm always a little suspicious. There's a lot of fugazi that goes around in all places, and I'm just like, I just don't like being sold things. I'd rather be the one doing the selling, and you can see that I'm doing that on Palantir. So let's see if that'll come into fruition. But at the end of the day, I don't know where I was going with that. A little bit of a tangent there, but I lost my train of thought looking at this Palantir tape. But I'm looking for that day low to come in. Let's see if we can stop some longs out on that push of low a day. So there's definitely going to be some offsides there. Let's see if it's strong enough to get a strong, solid continuation. But again, there was some heavy demand there earlier on off of the catalyst, so we'll see.
Ooh, okay, yummy Thai food. All right, I like a good mango salad. I'm glad that Katina Man got this. Oh, they're videotaping that, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. You got any pictures of it, Katina Man? We want to see the new vehicle there, or I said the new vehicle you got there.
You got pictures? Oh, nice. Let's go. We're going to see that soon.
Okay, I got to wave with everybody else
You
to
got to
see
check
what's
out
going on.
Palantir.
Show me a picture on your phone. That's
Look at Palantir right here. Boom, all the way up. We saw that.
I know it's it.
I was trying to short, and then boom, all the way back down. Just wipes it. Straight wipes.
I don't imagine.
Beautiful
it.
stuff.
Yeah, but you can't show it because it has
I'm not going to show it. Yeah, I'm not going to show it.
It has my...
Your license plate on it.
License plate?
Well, we can show this actually.
Registration?
There
SIN number?
it is from the store.
Hey,
Ooh,
okay, you get the ribbon on it as well too. Yeah, good stuff there. And there's you there. You're getting a little charge on it too.
That one, yeah,
All right. Let's see if we can see that one there.
All right.
Katina man.
Oh, the white. The white on white.
Yeah.
Let's
It's not white on
go.
white, it's black inside.
Okay, so you got the black and white panda. Let's go.
Oh, the panda.
Panda.
And nice.
All right, get back to work.
We're getting back.
Do we got broads in
Yes, sir,
Atlanta?
man.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, MEB, I most definitely will, guys. Let's see if we're getting that bounce that we like. We cracked through this zone. I think we're gonna start singing here. So let's be patient. See if we can get this moving, this continued bounce here in the overall market. Yeah, well, not really, Katina man. We're not getting much of a bounce. More of a micro pullback. It doesn't seem to be too much continuation here. I am long Tesla off of the lows and off of this consolidation phase here, but we are running into some support that is acting as resistance right now. But one thing to note is now you can see a slight imbalance on the tape. Let's see how in the book there, guys. Let's see how we react. If we can get those aggressive orders there at the ask and above the ask, then maybe we can punch through these key levels. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. It is slightly displayed right there, but we're not getting the reaction. The price isn't moving how I'd want to see when you see that amount of size start to come in on the tape. It's rather dull, so got to be patient. Hopefully we don't get the aggression to move back lower. Bitcoin looking like it wants to put in a new low a day as well too, but the market is getting a slight bounce. Palantir putting in a hammer candle on the 5-minute at these lows, and then we have hammer time. So Hood at the volume weighted average price. I know a couple people in the chat were talking about that, but Coreweave in Nvidia still hovering just below the volume weighted average price, running into some resistance zones that were acting as prior support, and then now looking to move to the downside. I mentioned we head into 15 because of how aggressive I am on this position. I have to get out of the trade when it tells me, could it give another opportunity? Absolutely, and that's why you keep those risk measures in place. So that's why I'm going to be patient. I have an extremely tight stop, a decent size on this to start, and that's why my stop is slightly tighter, but I'm looking for something specific to happen in a certain amount of time. And if it doesn't, I do believe that my chances are going to substantially be reduced there, Obi.
Yeah, I'm just talking to Sean here, but I'm kind of just staring this tape down here, Palantir. It's like pretty volatile. We were all the way down here at 123.27s, and then rips right back up 75 pennies into the dollar. I'm like, all right, well, you know what? A little bit of a demand zone there, obviously showing up right off of the open, and then here as well. I'm looking for that to get taken out, or at least tested, or at least show me that there's buyers here, right? Show me that there were buyers off the open. There was buyers later on at 10 a.m. When the market caught a little bit of a bounce. Yeah, right there. So 10 a.m., nice little bounce on the market. Palantir starts ripping to the upside there off of that. The top happens where at, what is this, 11.05? What happens at 11.05 here on the Nasdaq? So 11.05, okay, so we start getting a little bit weaker, and then quadunk right there. So Palantir pretty much roughly the same thing, but it was hella strong to the upside. And this is what I mean when I talk about some of the best reversions are hella symmetrical, right? So look at this. On this frame right here, you can measure that. The leg going to the top side was about an hour and 5 minutes. If you really want to say, okay, maybe this is part of it as well, maybe an hour and 35. So roughly an hour and a half on that one. And then look at that reversion, an hour 45 all the way back down. So not perfectly symmetrical, but relatively symmetrical in the action there. So absolutely beautiful stuff happening here on Palantir. That's why I got my eyes on it. I don't really see anything else more attractive here in the market as of right now. But you guys let me know, or let us know if you guys see anything more. I'm watching Spider as well. We talk about that 586 level being a little bit of an opening price of the week. We are trading below it. Technically, the week is, I guess, relatively flat as of right now. If we close right now, it'd be doji on the week, maybe a top wick. I don't know what the weekly on the Spider is looking like right now, but that 586 level definitely got eyes on that to see where we close this week relative to that price. So just gonna be watching those. I don't really see you guys posting anything. Does my chat need to be refreshed because I don't see it updating? I think. Oh, actually, no. CR. Okay, so Coreweave saying living in color. All right, so we can take a quick look at what story this ticker is weaving up here. CRWV. Yeah, a little bit of a chop, but I think the trade here, if I remember correctly, is on a much higher time frame and not really an intraday kind of a push. We saw that sell-off yesterday, but you can see what it's been doing over the past, I guess, a couple months here. Coreweave, absolutely beautiful, aggressive strength. If you're buying up here, I don't know. But if you were buying down here, maybe on this breakout and this consolidation and this step higher and this step higher, much nicer here. But again, a little bit of a quick trend line here. You can draw that in. Yesterday's selling broke this trend that we've been holding since May 14th. Again, this ticker recently IPO'd. I remember looking for the trade on this IPO. That's why I have this anchored on to that initial day right there, because again, it is an event. But this aggressive bid that we've been seeing broke yesterday. Let's see if we can get a retest of support and maybe see some support turn to resistance as well. I have no idea, but technically this is still making higher highs and higher lows on Coreweave, weaving its way to the upside here. IPO wasn't that great, to be honest. The next couple of weeks after the IPO, that was that consolidation phase, and now we're getting a little bit of push there after it's coiled up. But yeah, I gotta see how much institutional interest is actually in Coreweave as well.
Yeah, check out the float there. Yeah.
Probably made that base.
Lewis, I wouldn't say that just yet. We got to knock on wood there, my brother. We don't want to jinx anything, but we're looking for a pop above this, and then we're going to start taking some out there, guys. If we can get a pop above this resistance zone that we continuously keep knocking our heads on and have the inability to break, and you can see the strength displayed in the time of sales right there as well, too, guys. There it is. We get that break right through it. Let's see if this can be sustained. I want to see another clean flush on the ask here. So good breakout from that consolidation. We were in at the right spot. We're looking for the continuation. What is that next level? I think 1535 could be a good target here in TSLL. That's going to put us around that 350 level on Tesla. So let's go. Let's get this ball rolling here. Say it now, bro. No. I'm not saying it. There's no way I'm selling it. Yeah, we got another one here. Let's see what we got going on. All right, there. Oh, okay. Obi's got it. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, so traders, listen up. First month, free. That's right, we're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable, real-time data, global markets at your fingertips. All in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description.
Yo. Good stuff there. All right, yeah, Obi, we're getting a nice little pop here.
Yeah,
If we can crack this, did you get the target that you're looking for there?
I mean, it came down into 123.20s a little bit ago, and I didn't really take it. But again, it's starting to get a little sideways. We talk about that knife getting dull. Yeah, that selling is starting to maybe dissipate a little bit here. But again, the market definitely not helping out as it trends much higher. Maybe we're looking for some of that bid in the market to slow down to really kind of continue this move. Technically, after the highs, we have been making lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Maybe lower high, definitely lower high, and lower low as well. Let's see if that kind of changes. But this is kind of that last kind of a level on the intraday. to get taken out. And if we don't take that out, that's perfectly fine as well. Again, that was technically the target, low a day. But if that's not going to come in, that's perfectly fine as well. I'm more than willing to be nimble. Like we said, main focus for today is going to be on some of the potential rebalances.
Oh, yeah. You were saying that this morning.
Yeah, it's MSCI.
We're focused MSCI. Yeah, I like the Obi likes trading that for sure. Some big imbalances. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that as well too. Yeah, we're continuing to climb here. I took 20% off. Let's see if we continue to knock on this door, maybe I'll take another 20%. I want to see some strength really start to step in there. Go, okay, nice little pop right there. Let's see if that can be followed up with a nice an additional pop here, guys. So there you go. It wasn't popping like how I wanted to. So what I will do is take another 20%. Okay, looks like we're climbing a little bit higher. Oh, I don't want to over take. So there we go. We took a little bit more off, guys. Nothing too much. I'm sitting on 60% of this position. Let's see if we can continue to ride. I mean, if we get that move back to VWAP, that would be very nice. But I don't know if that's going to be the case here or the instance, but we just got to be patient, wait and see. I now have to get out at break even because I have locked in some profits. But one thing to note is you can see the continuous weakness displayed. We're not overly reacting to that, so maybe we'll get an additional move to the top side. But I think it's really important to know what the Qs and the SPY are doing right at the volume weighted average price. I mean, the Qs couldn't even get there, guys. The SPY is rejecting it, putting in an inverted doji on the 5 minute right now. Can things change? Absolutely. But there you go. You see that indecision print right into some of these pre-market lows here, guys. And even on these intraday bases as well too. So rejecting that level slightly aggressively. So let's see what happens. I mean, if we can punch through, head back towards the volume weighted average price, then I think it can drag Tesla up along with it. Luis Martinez, let's go. I know I didn't want to say it just yet, nor am I going to say it just yet, but we'll hold on to this to see if we can get that bigger move back towards VWAP or even a pop through some of these key levels, because that's exactly what I'm looking for. So, all right, James, I get it. We get the point there, brother. Much appreciated. Just for you, I'll tell them one more time. Do us a solid there, guys. Hit that like and subscribe. It does the channel a whole bunch of wonders. 5,000 at the peak, 6,300 of you guys watching right there. 800 likes. Let's get that to 1,000. Wow. Just because we like that number. We like those whole numbers.
You have the option to like and subscribe. This trade has unlimited upside.
All right, you got the option to like and subscribe there, guys. And I hope you guys decide to exercise that option and hit that like and subscribe, because that would mean a whole bunch. Okay, let's go Tesla there, Obi. We're getting
How many people are watching right now?
5,500.
5,500. All right, so we got about 855 likes.
Not acceptable.
Yeah, you gotta pump those numbers.
We gotta pump that up a little bit more. Yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe, especially for Obi and Adara doing a fantastic job. Gotta
work that YouTube algorithm.
Gotta work the YouTube algorithm. You're putting in a double today. Do you have any plans for this evening?
I mean, what are the plans for the evening?
Other plans for the evening. I got dog training there, brother.
Oh boy, all right.
Yeah, it's not tower time.
I know.
It's not tower time.
We're not going for towers.
Yeah, towers, providing the liquidity.
I will always provide the liquidity.
Yeah, always. And liquid beverages there. What's that place called again?
Which place?
The place where we went.
Warehouse.
Warehouse, yeah, warehouse. Good time.
Got a few locations. Okay, Adara knows what.
Adara's yet to be out with.
There's one like literally 5 minutes away from my house.
Okay, so bang, there we go. You can stumble home after the umpteen towers there, I guess, that we had. So yeah, stuff.
I don't even remember what happened last time I had towers. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. But speaking of towers, maybe we're building a little bit of towering price action to the upside. I got out of that Palantir. I'm like, all right, dude. Like, I was dollar in the money, dollar out of the money, and I'm just like, all right, if we're really gonna chop. Like, that's distinctly different action than what I was involved in here. It was just like step down, step down, step down, step down.
Oh,
here, what?
Let's go.
Step down, yes. Looking like a step down,
let's go.
and then pushes back into this prior range. So that's the first time that's kind of happened. So I don't really want to, don't do that. I don't want to get involved with that right now. And move on to the next trade. Again, we were talking about that 15-minute chart as well. Look at that, nice little break of that 15-minute prior bar. Again, I didn't wait for that to happen. I saw it kind of coming in with the strong market. I'm like, all right, I can probably piece this out. If I really like the short for the continuation, I'm more than welcome to get back in at any time on the way back down. Sure, maybe not the same price, but maybe the same trade as well. So Let's see, what do we got? Trading today for tomorrow saying, I just hopped into PLTU. That's a leveraged ETF, I think, long. Yeah, 2x longs. Okay, nice. Good stuff here. Similar kind of move, obviously. It is just a levered product of Palantir here, PLTU, and glad you are in that trade because, yeah, definitely, if it's going to hold this, like I said before, a little bit of demand, if we're going to come back here and show a little bit of demand, why should I be any, or who am I to argue with that, right? If it's showing me that maybe the demand is not as strong as before, that's a whole different, I guess, nuance. But again, we'll see what it does with that 125 coming into the end of the day. The fact of the matter is that we had an aggressive move on a catalyst, and we pretty much wiped it all back down going into the later half of the day. That pivot coming in roughly around, I guess, about 11:06 here. Jeff is saying, whole market was ripping, brother. The signs were there. Yeah, Palantir was going to follow suit. Yeah, for sure, definitely. I think the market was attempting to rip here in the midst of its selling off. But you can see technically we're making lower low, maybe not a lower low, but lower highs, cracking this consolidation low. So I don't know what you mean in terms of the market was ripping. I think you meant this candle here, the 10 o'clock. That's where we saw that bid come in, the 10 o'clock candle. But you can see this is a 15-minute candle that rips. Maybe you want to call it, okay, 30 minutes of rip because you got two green 15s that kind of wipe and attempt to push. But look at where this is. This is not necessarily 30 minutes worth of action. This is an hour worth of action on Palantir. So yeah, it did rip, but it ripped for a lot longer than the market was ripping. Market started selling off about half an hour before this started selling off, right? So you gotta, again, it's easy to say, harder to actually execute that kind of confluence and that push real time, right? So, but yeah, that's what I was kind of looking for. That might have gotten me involved a little early as well, seeing that. But that's obviously something I got to do a little bit better with. Let's see what Adara has to say.
For one, I want to give you guys an update. We do not yet have President Donald Trump and Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, having their meeting. It hasn't started yet. I have two streams up, and neither of them have either of these men. So we're going to have to wait and find out what happens there. But also, guys, here's a brand new infographic for TTV Research on X. If you like market-related content, I post there. Every day the markets are open. You've got calendars. You've got visuals. So make sure to check that out. Now, here's a look just at the monthly move for a host of these quantum tickers. I chose Rigetti, QUBT, QBTS, and IONQ, and just how these tickers have moved. I also contextualized with some quantum-related news. For example, when Google released their Willow chip, their quantum chip, they were actually the first of the Mag 7 companies to do so. And then you have Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang's little cautious comments on quantum coming through as well. So you can check this out on X at TTV Research. The second that Trump and or Elon Musk hit the stage, I'll let you guys know, but I have no word from either of them. Back to you.
I had to
wait for these guys to show up.
Yeah, I had to punch out of the long there, guys. So we got a little bit there, a nicely profitable trade, but we had 60% of the position still sitting on it there, Obi, and it came right back to my break even, and I just had to punch out there. So got out of that one, a nice little pop, and that's the thing. Precision is really key. We could have been in a lot earlier, but I didn't notice it until the lower end of this consolidation zone. But yeah, the break of this candle would be the ideal entry, and then you can look for that long to the top side. Corev's cooking up there. IBIT bouncing off of the lows. Palantir doing a lot of indecision. I like how Obi's like he's $1 in, he's $1 out. So it's just like you're out of it right now. Yeah,
I'm out of it. Yeah.
So it's just
I don't
like
want to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to deal with that type of headache. If the underlying is not acting how you want, just get out of there, reassess the situation.
The underlying, you're still talking like you're trading options.
Yeah, the underlying. Yeah, that's always.
Like the underlying, I'm trading Palantir.
Yeah, the underlying.
Yes.
Still was winning trade. You do not lose with Tesla. Hey, I definitely do. Let's break it down here a little bit. I mean, this was a winning trade, but it took me a couple attempts here to get that short going. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm shorting a really strong stock, so I have to be precise and then be willing to just hop out when I want. So there we go. We start small. I add into the position, but I seen the strength displayed. As soon as we headed back towards this high, I'm out. I try it one more time, cracks the high, I'm out. I try it one more time, cracks the high, I'm out. break even, and then we get a nice, this is where I was the heaviest too, get that nice pop out, and then we add again to the lower end of the range. So if I was short from all the way down there to here, that would have been like, I would have been like, never mind dog training, we're going out on Bay Street tonight, but that's not the case. So we're just chilling out. Oh wow. Oh. Okay, you're coming over to my world now.
There's a nice warm seat over here.
On the midday. Yeah.
I'm switching seats. Wait a second.
This is really warm.
See ya.
Yeah. EC Slater getting his own chair in there now. And he's back to Katina, man.
Well, I didn't really go anywhere. What's up, everybody?
Siren.
Where's the chat at?
I didn't got a chat. Yeah,
we closed everything up over here.
Close everything up. I mean,
going,
get to kick it for a couple minutes here.
Yeah, we'll go.
What were you short today?
I'm short the Qs right now and Nvidia. Hold on, I just got to get onto YouTube here.
Okay, we'll pop into YouTube there.
How's your day going? What are you up to tonight? You said dog training?
Yeah, dog training on Fridays. I don't know what's up with this scheduling. We got to have a conversation.
Searching to start? What do you mean? Trader TV Live. And there it is.
I don't even know if you're...
What do you got? You got Tesla going on here?
I took a little pop on Tesla. I was short Tesla earlier as well today.
Here we go.
That's what I got going on. So Katina May
the chat is in the building.
In the chat.
Chat is in the building. Apple. We'll talk about... Oops. Okay. I don't want to show Obi's thing there. Oh, I can't comment unless...
Can't comment. So yeah, I mean, we only got a couple minutes left. 10 minutes here. But yeah, how's that? How you happy about the car?
Yeah, the car is really nice, man.
Like
yeah. It's just
so is that Marissa's that's gonna be her?
No, that's my car.
That's your car?
Yeah.
So you can't do that.
Oh shoot, I just voted again. Oh man.
That's all right. Keep voting. Get those votes in.
I'm trying to. No, I can't because I'm not logged in. That's the problem. All right. Yeah. Hey everybody. Yeah, we're doing good. I don't want to. You're the one trading. I don't have my trading.
Yeah, that's fine.
Set up over here, but I think that. When we're talking about the market here, and Obi left trading view open, which is nice of him. Thank you so much. But no, I mean, this morning, we were looking at the Nasdaq, right? And I think that when we're talking about what we were looking for today, I just didn't see, Joseph, too many good stories in the market today, and we wanted to short. Like the whole sticky note has shorts on it. It has Palantir long at 120. We didn't get. We were trying to favor the short in the market, and we have the shorts on right now. It is obviously a nice rebound there, but if you sort of zoom back out, I came back down and I sat down and I was kind of like, yeah, these are good bouncing spots right in and around here for the Nasdaq. I know Obi was talking about it turning for the week, but if you go back to last Friday, this is kind of where we ended, and that's where we bounced off of again from there today. But yeah, Nvidia, look, a day two play. I think this is a pretty simple play as well. As we saw the continuation from yesterday. So this in here was yesterday's trade. We never got above we got above 140 there, but then in the afternoon, we sort of hovered around this 140. And then when we broke it, the top we got was 139.50. So I actually shorted that 139.50 right there off the open, which is why Obi was asking me if I was still in it. And thankfully I was still in it, but I don't know, maybe 15 or 20%. Then we came back in. And then again, if you zoom back and you just look to say, where was there potentially a spot where we could bounce again on Nvidia? And I mean, you just come right back here. I would have thought right into here where we are right now, 134.50, going back to what is that, Tuesday or Wednesday. But then you made that next leg down back into some of this area. So I just try to keep trading, as simple as possible.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I came into today's session slightly bearish as well too. Katina, man, just from what the options market was telling me, I did a little lesson here this morning about around lunchtime, just on what the options chain was specifically telling me, and I mentioned the overhead resistance and high levels of call wall open interest, and that's what just led me to build a thesis around Nvidia is that, hey, I do believe it's going to be a bearish session on this underlying asset, and it's displayed. We've seen what it did before on previous earnings reports when we have high concentrations of open contracts at specific strike prices. And when it's on the opposite side, so like on the call side, you see those high levels, those call walls, you look for the rejection of those specific levels. And that's exactly what happened here today. We could not breach 140 on NVDA. We could not hold it. And then we moved back down to the downside to the mid 130. So yeah, I had a bearish mindset coming in. I did short the TQs earlier in the day. We'll pull that up here momentarily. see what we got going on. So yeah, this was my initial short here in the morning on the TQs. That worked out half decently for us right there. So I entered and then I added into the position and took some off. I did eventually get stopped out break even. So we did get that nice move to the downside. I took a second attempt, but I'm like, for some reason I didn't love it. So I got out when it broke through some of these highs, and especially these pre-market highs as well too. I wanted no part of that if it was going to continue to squeeze. And for me, it's just like get out if it looks like it's squeeze type price action, and that's exactly what I did. But then we had some shorts that worked out on Tesla. For us via TSLL. It did take a couple attempts to get going, but there we go. These were the trades here on Tesla. But then we got all out here, Katina, man, and missed that dump all the way to the downside, and you can see that Tesla just continuously sold after that done.
Oh, you got out of your position. I saw you had the TSLL.
Yeah. And then I flipped long on TSLL here, just for a little bounce off the bottom. Got a nice little move up there, and then we eventually got stopped out on that one. But I mean, is the market exhausted? Maybe, possibly. That was a fierce move down for a Friday. I'm just curious to see if that will be continued, but I think there will be some more opportunities here. So,
I just went into I'm not logged in. Why is this the first? Look how old this picture is.
Yeah, that's prime.
This is throwback to 20 years ago where I was trading on a floor on St. Clair Avenue.
P-Pro, baby.
Yeah, look, same exact layout that I have 20 years ago. I still have them coded, green versus red. They're way more hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say a full head of salad there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. Those were the days, man. We got a little bottle of water going. Look, see this calculator?
Yeah.
One second.
Still have it. Bang. There it is.
I mean, there we go.
Looks like Obi's phone.
You don't go anywhere without that. Yeah, but so that's kind of fun times there. We had CNBC on in the background. And see, we actually used to post up different trades and stuff like that on the big screens in the back.
Cool.
So I was managing. Like, I'm surprised Neil's not. He would have been in here somewhere. Maybe he could have been in these. He could have been these screens right here.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I was managing the floor. Hired a bunch of traders in there. Neil was one of them, and that's sort of how the journey started. But this is 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We started earlier than that, man. We've been here 23 to 24 years, right there. And look, I think this might even be the same kind of chair, by the way.
Might even
like
be
there's
the
that
same
gray.
chair. It might be the same chair.
There's that gray chair that I just brought over.
Even the same
right there.
chair there, guys.
What do I have on my wrist over here? I can't, there's a little zoomed in there.
Okay.
With the basketball going on here. Look, what is this, Joe?
The sticky note.
There we got the sticky note on there as well. This is e-signal, by the way. You can, for sure.
Way.
Yeah, there's the scanners that we have up. Just a little bit of memory lane right there.
So what are you around, like 19 around those? 19, 20?
Yeah, probably was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm 45 years old right now, so as we go, right there. Oh my God, where? This is from June 13th, 2021.
Okay.
I'm not even logged. These are, here's me and Neil, baby. This is the picture, Ramin. This is the one we're talking about here.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, right here. You know, we're back. This is when we were standing over there at the green screen.
Okay.
And it's the apartment there in one of the first scenes.
The big shooting scene.
Yeah, exactly. So Neil just blew some guy's face off right into there.
There you go.
Oh, here's my lovely wife when we were in Rome. So a big shout out to Marisa, her birthday there today. Yeah, this was good luck. This is July 31st, 2023. So chilling in Rome.
Okay.
Right there, yeah. So one of the luckiest guys around. Lucid. What's up, Lucid? This is when I was like, yo, what's going on with Lucid here? I thought I was all badass with my shoes and everything too, right? You can see that right there. There's Prad. What's up, Prad?
Bradley.
Flash from the past right there. Pradley. That's when he died. Is Platinum Prad.
Ooh, okay,
he had that hair going on there. Neil.
Platinum.
Neil looking young and fresh there, bro.
Still looking young and fresh.
Look at that. Whoa. Okay, that's enough.
Oh, where are you there?
Miami.
Miami.
This is Miami with my daughter right here. She's so small here. Oh my God.
Okay.
When was this? 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not the Blau, the big one in Miami there. Oh my God, I can't believe I forget what it is. Where that club is.
What club, Live or whatever it is?
Live, yeah.
Yeah, Live.
There's just a casino. People would know what it is.
People in the
people would know. There's now a casino in.
Definitely know what that is.
Yeah. Fontainebleau, that's what it is.
Fontainebleau.
Here's my daughter as well out in the backyard, spending time. Here's some. Anyways, okay. Anyways, cheers. Oh,
I gotta
shit.
see this. I gotta see
Here's
the
the
hockey.
wedding day, Ramin.
Never mind that. Never mind the wedding day. I want to see the hockey highlight just below that one.
Don't worry about that.
All right.
And again, I'm surprised. It's too bad that Neil's not in this picture either. But he's here. He's here. What hockey? Oh, shit. Okay. This is my daughter 2 years ago taking a penalty shot.
Oh, let's go.
She is way better now, but this is juice right here. Watch this.
Where's the snipe?
Ping. It goes, bang, bang.
Bar, too.
Here we go.
In the
Boom. Oh.
That's to win it.
Oh.
It looks like that was.
Let's see this again.
Yeah, that looks like
Let's see this
to win it.
You don't ask a proud dad to show videos. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go top left. Ping, ping, ping. The goalie. Look at the goal. The goalie's like, huh?
Where is it? Look at the Sally.
Boom! It was not even.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
That's what it's all about.
All right, blast out memory lane.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I thought this was a trading show. So, yeah. Anyways, there it is. We are now done with that. So thanks, Joe, for all that. I don't know if the people. Joe, Mr. Mumbles. What, is that your nickname?
Yeah, no, apparently I mumble a lot, but that's okay. Even Selena says you mumble, but...
oh, she does?
Yeah. So
that's okay.
Work on the old mumbling there, but...
what?
Yeah.
Does she watch?
No, even when
it's
I'm at
Selena.
home. Selena,
okay,
yes.
Serena.
No, yeah, so even when I'm at home, I just say things under my breath all the time.
Yeah, me too.
You know what it is, but I don't want her to hear.
You could hear me. You hear me sometimes even trading. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get out of this.
Yeah, exactly, right?
What the hell am
so
I
as
doing?
long as I know what I'm saying, that's
Fontaine Bleu. That's right. That's
Fontaine
what it
Bleu.
was. Shout out to Nelson if he's in the chat.
We're gonna go to Adara here momentarily.
Don't worry, we'll send you back over to the guys. But right now, Donald Trump is showing CNBC for some reason during his press conference with with Elon Musk. He is Donald Trump. So Elon Musk and Donald Trump, their press conference, which is set to start at 1:30 p.m., has finally begun with Donald Trump showing some CNBC. Should be an exciting one, as always. You'll keep getting updates from this desk. But right now, Donald Trump just saying that tariffs are so important. Back to you.
I was told to quit boxing, yeah. It's because
Why?
Because it affects the mumbling, right? You see that?
Well, it's going to affect your brain power when you get older.
Yeah.
How many shots are taken in the head there?
No, that path is over.
Yeah, like so my 23-year-old when he was younger was boxing.
Was he?
Yeah, but he was in the ring with the
you wear the
helmet,
headgear,
headgear, and he did that for about a year. It was great workout, right?
Yeah, that's what it's for, right?
It's absolutely
it's fun.
Amazing. No, I was just gonna say I always feel like I like UFC, and I know you guys talk about it.
Yeah.
But I just find it so barbaric.
It is, but that's the.
No, I know, I get it. But I'm just like I'm watching it. And it's like. Even when I have money, sometimes I'll take the plays that you say and I put like, whatever, $10 on a guy or 20 bucks on it. And I'm watching it. And then I realize like, I'm cheering that basically he murders this other guy.
That's the thing. But that's the thing about fighting though, Katina, man, in my opinion, there's no other sport where you'll be like a series of like, right? Like it's just the continuous like action that can happen. Is that somebody's getting hit in the face?
Like, he just got brain damage.
Yeah.
Broken nose.
Yeah, there you go. More brain damage, and then he on the ground and
more brain damage. Yeah, more.
Pound and pound. Yeah, so
more concussions. Yeah. No, that's so hype.
It is.
No, I do get what you're getting. No, I like the sport, and it is done. There are obviously precautions.
Yeah, there's obviously
and these are trained. It's not like you and I stepping into the ring where we're just going nuts on each other.
15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to step in the ring with Obi. I think Obi would be a dangerous man in that ring.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
A lot of dangerous men there.
Sharif, no problem, but Obi might be.
Want to shy away from.
Might be an issue, but yeah, no, that was the whole thing about UFC. But I don't. Oh my God, it's 201.
201, brother.
The thing is, we're just like a.
Yeah, we're
is Brendan here?
Yeah, I don't know where Brando is.
Oh, he's in the pod room. He's in the pod room.
He's in the
like,
pod room.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't get no peace and quiet. This guy just chills out, goes into the pod room. Yeah. Who knows what he's doing?
He knows what
There's no accountability in there.
No accountability over there.
I feel like taking the camera right now with Ramin, going in and finding out what this man is doing in there.
Yes, right there. See what Brando's up to.
Yeah, I know. We actually have. I don't know. I don't want to spy on that.
Remember that one tweet or that one X post that you have spying on Brendan?
Dude, I have one of those. Yeah. Oh yeah, where he's in the background.
He's in the background.
Yeah. But he was just sitting there working.
It's like a corner angle of you.
No, I'm sure he's working.
He's most definitely working.
Yeah.
I mean,
people want me to go bust him in there.
Go BTS.
But it was really fun. I mean, I really think that just more of the stuff that we were just doing right now. Like we could do a podcast. We could talk about the market, but then talk about fun things like that. You know, what's going on with our weekend, what's happening in the UFC, like what's going on with hockey. Oh yeah, by the way, hey, we were on the show a couple, maybe a week and a bit ago. You were on the recap show, and we said, "What's your prediction for the Stanley Cup?"
Yeah.
You were at Florida. I was at Edmonton.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. Now we're doing it again.
Well, again, they're running it back here again. That's 6.
You want to do a friendly bet or?
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So do you want to just do like the?
We'll just go
buy a beer.
Okay, yeah, beer's cool.
Yeah, we'll go over and we'll take some pictures. We'll go out. All right. So 2 beers.
2 beers, done.
Okay. So I got Edmonton.
No problem.
All right. Let's go. Florida versus Edmonton. All right, me and this guy.
I'm just racking up these bets on Trader TV Live. Keep sending the bets my way.
I got to support. I mean, we got to go with the Canadians.
Yeah, it's written in blood now. So I mean,
McDavid. Look, last year when they lost, he was pissed.
He was pissed
at the end.
But the thing is, though, Zach's hurt. And
I know Zach Hyman.
I think Zach is a big.
Because he was such a great Maple Leaf.
Yeah, right. He was though. Yeah,
no, he wasn't.
He was good in Toronto, man. He was the hardest worker.
Okay, well, you like him then.
But he took that next step when he did go to Edmonton. I think he is a big part of this team.
Yeah, him being hurt is a problem.
Yeah, it is a big part.
I'll have to check the odds on Profit X.
But I mean, Leon's playing great and McDavid's playing great as well too. So
you're lucky you got Ramin so close. You can just turn around and talk to her whenever you want.
Yeah. I mean, she said that today. I said I'm lonely here today. She said, yeah, we could just talk a little bit.
Right. So there's Randy. You see Randy in the back?
Yeah, I seen Randy. And then she sent me the Dave Portnoy. Did you see the rating that he gave Batty
There she is. Yeah, what? He went to Batty Alley's? When was that?
I don't know. I think it was earlier in the winter or something like that. But he posted 8.3.
Boom. That's one of the highest I've ever seen for that guy.
So there you go. 8.3 is a good number. So yeah, we
could have done a bet like that. Where do you live? You live in Liberty Village?
Yeah. So that's
you
like
got to come up to Dover. No, it's far.
It's like a 2-minute drive there. Because I go up across Queen. There's like a little side street that brings you right onto Dover Court, and then I go across Queen, and then it's right there.
I mean, we could do like a dinner date. You bring yours, I bring mine.
I'm okay with the 2 beers, but I'm not playing. No, we could do a dinner date.
No. I mean, you bring Selena, I bring Marissa.
Yeah, absolutely, anytime.
And then whoever loses the bet pays
the dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do you want to go?
But hold on, you can't order anything you want. You know what I mean? Batty Alley's, but
Batty Alley's.
But then, do they have seating in there?
No, they don't
limited.
Have seating.
Yeah.
No, so we're gonna have to go to King Taps there. I think the new King Taps on King.
All right, we'll figure it out. Let's stay with the beer, but I wanted to implement the pizza joint there somehow. So
we can get it in. Hey, we can do a double.
Yeah, but I don't.
Okay, no.
Keep eating if you have to eat.
Let's do this. Okay, if it goes to Game 7,
right? Then we'll figure it out.
We'll implement.
We'll go the next level.
We'll go to the next level. So if there's a Game 7, we'll add on to the bet.
The thing is, we have to get Uber Eats because we'll get the pizza in here no matter what.
And then
maybe next week.
We can order the beef in here.
8-3.
8-3.
What was that? Yeah, you can have it too. You can order it whatever you want.
Well, I think the winner.
You get your own pizza, Ramin. I'm not even worried. We're not worried.
Have you ever had Batty Alley's, Ramin? Yeah. Okay. Good talk there.
Bad gal. Bad gal, have bad alley. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, you wrap it up because I have no idea what I'm doing.
I mean, I'm on the recap, the rundown here, the afternoon rundown. We'll get that going, guys. This is the midday. I mean, you've seen a dose of everyone here sitting in these chairs. No Sharif today. He's taking care of some personal things. I'm sure he'll be back bright and early Monday morning. But thank you guys all. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Keep it safe, keep it green, and make sure you have those risk measures in place.
Go Oilers.
Go Oilers. All right, let's go. Racking up the Trader TV debt. So that's what I want to see,
now
guys.
I just move like this.
We'll let Katrina Man get set up.
I'm back on the air, baby.
I'll do a little roll call here. Cristobal, 100%. That's exactly what we want to do there. That's my type of weekend there, my friend Cristobal. Let's see what we got going on. Mike DeRider, love you. Go long here, Joe. Help me out real quick. Go long here. I didn't see anything. SPY 509 call volume spike, I think is what you're referring to. I don't know. I can't get into that right now. 509 by the end of the day. Not looking too good. Lee Yee, thank you very much. Have a good weekend, my friend. And to everyone in the chat, I'll be on the green screen here momentarily. Tesla getting another bounce. And I can't wait to be with all you guys bright and early Monday morning. Everyone have a fantastic weekend, and we shall see you there soon.
I mean, I just moved over 3 feet.
Yes.
So good times. And I brought Randy's here.
Switching up position.
Randy, I saw you doing work outside there, sanding.
Nice.
Yeah.